It's a hot and balmy day in the southern city of Tongguan. Preparations are already in full swing as the town gears up to host this year's Lunar Festival, celebrating the start of the year of the kobolds. However, we find ourselves in a room which won't be celebrating that. No, instead we find ourselves at the Court of the Magistrates. So I'm going to pull you all across to that. Hey, it works. Excellent.
New music.
Oh, yeah.
So, instead of getting ready for festivities, a group of probably about 30 people of mixed descriptions, ages, and backgrounds find themselves sat in a large room, a series of guards spaced at regular intervals. You notice that most of them are just being left to their own devices, but a couple are bound in irons. Looking around, you notice that perhaps they might be the more dangerous individuals. A particularly, well, I think irate is one word for it, but there's a clerk sat at a desk with a large pile of scrolls next to him, clearly wishing he could be down in the town below preparing for the parties that are to come. But instead he's stuck here. He reaches for the scroll closest to him, and he unravels it now. Those of you sentenced to Fuwu on this day, step forth. He looks expectantly out at the gathered crowd, and you guys, you've been sentenced to today. This is your hearing. So now would be the time to come forward.
Okay, then.
Step forward.
Yep, let's step forward.
Okay, so first up to the counter, a centaur appears, towering over the clerk as he is sat in his chair, who has to look up. State your name.
My name is Epikos, friend.
Right. And what are your crimes, Epikos?
The crime of being a slave. I am fighting for my freedom.
He looks down at the list and runs his finger across a series of characters. Eventually he settles on what must be your name. Yes, you're on the list. Go stand over there.
Okay.
He just gestures for you to go and stand near to two of the guards. Next.
Elias Shen.
You don't seem to match with the rest of these misfits. What's your crime?
Oh, well, more of a misunderstanding, really. Minor misuse of magic. But, I mean, really, it's nothing.
It doesn't say nothing here. It says fraud. That checks out with a learned man. Go stand by the centaur. Next.
I'll step up next. Lin
He's
Yinfu.
a little taken back. Satyr.
Uh-huh.
I bet I know what it is.
Yeah. I'll bet you do.
He shakes his head. Over by the wall.
I'll shrug and walk over to the wall.
Next. Come on, be about it. I haven't got all day.
Oh, fine. Li Mei.
The rest of you notice that Li Mei has a particularly heavy-set pair of irons clasped to her hands, keeping her very restrained. She's actually marched over by a series of guards. Yes, I heard about the disruption you caused over in the tavern the other day.
Oh, everyone was acting so pretty. Of course I wanted to.
He shakes his head in disgust. By the wall.
Sure. I wink at him.
I suppose that would be me.
And your name?
Wide-Eye Wren.
Tell me, Wide-Eye Wren, why is it that you're here?
I don't fully understand. I was going about my business in town, and guards grabbed me.
He looks at the scroll for a while, working his way down until he finds your name. It says here, impertinence. He looks you up and down. Yes, that would make sense. By the wall. And that leaves us with you, he says, looking towards the last man standing.
You would have a name. I am Juan. A minor crime of stealing bread, it seems a very severe punishment, but here I am. Do your
Theft
best.
is theft. It matters not the motive. Over by the wall with the rest of them. As Yuan is marched over to the rest of you, a group of guards assembles either side of you, and their captain opens a door and leads you out. You pass a large courtyard where you can see several officials going about their business, many of them carrying quite extensive volumes with them. Obviously, being the magistrate's court, this is the administrative heart of the city. And as such, it's a place where you're going to find the great and the good as they go about a lot of their business. But you don't get time to really take in the views, as the pace the guards are setting is quite fast. You'll march towards the central audience chamber, where the doors are guarded by additional sentries. As they see the captain approach, they open the doors inwards, opening out to a very large and very impressive audience chamber. At the far end, on a raised kind of platform, you see a large chair, throne really, but sat in it is a figure clad in the red imperial silks to confirm his position as Emperor's representative here. He doesn't rise or even acknowledge as you enter. Instead, the guards bring you into the centre of a room and stand you in a line in front of him. Now, as an aside, this is the part where you would be expected to bow. And indeed, for a magistrate, you would probably be expected to bow very low indeed.
Oh yeah, I'm hitting that bow button right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my front legs are bowed as well.
I bow but do a bit of theatrical wave as I do.
Wide-Eye, slowly cottoning on to what is happening, will also bow towards him.
So, as you do this, the guard captain stands forward. Magistrate Fu! He raises one fist into the palm of his hand and leans forward. I bring before you the condemned, here to be sentenced for their fumu. Yeah, I shouldn't have gone with Chinese for that name. I can't take it seriously, can I?
I fully probably giggled in person, in character as well.
Yes,
go
I
with
did
that.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to consider that going forward with naming conventions. But anyway, we're here now. Once the decision's been made. The magistrate leans forward in his chair. You notice that his ears are elongated, a telltale sign of an elf. That's as good. I have something in mind. He beckons for you to rise, like to essentially, stop bowing now at this point, as he needs to talk to you. It just so happens that the timing of your service is fortuitous, as I have need of additional bodies. As you are aware, the festivals are about to begin and my regular forces are tied up at the moment. I have, however, just had word from a local village that they're having trouble with bandits. Now, I don't expect you to go out and fight these bandits. That's not what this punishment is about. But I need eyes and I need ears, and I need them in that village. So, what I need you to do for me, head to Nanping. Find out all the information about these bandits that you can. Ideally, find me where they're operating from. Once you've done that, you are to either return or to send by Imperial Post your report, and I will have my son Fuxin dispatch a squadron of cavalry to deal with them. You will have 5 days to complete this task. If you do not return or news has not made its way back to here by that time, we will consider you traitors to the realm. I need not say what kind of punishments that will have. He lets those final words linger in the air a minute to allow the unspecified threat to sink in. Now, you will be given an allowance for your service to a realm. You will be given a silver piece per day to pay for any accommodation and food you may need. He looks to you. My clerk will sort out the logistics. Remember, this is your chance to redeem yourselves. I expect you to take it.
And upon completion of this task, our crimes are forgiven?
And freedom
Indeed.
assured?
If you have committed one of your minor crimes, we can expunge your records. We do believe in second chances, after all. And as for you, Gladiator, I believe I've seen you in the ring. You're fighting for your freedom, aren't you?
I am indeed.
Well, now would be a very good chance to show your loyalty to the realm.
Then loyal I shall be.
He nods in approval. Good. Now he gestures to the captain of the guard. Take them to my steward. The captain steps forward and again gives his curt bow before turning to you and gesturing you out the door. So, as you march back out, the heavy doors close behind you, and the guards escort you to a small room which seems to be filled with all sorts of records and shelves full of tied-up scrolls. In it, you see a very overworked-looking junior official sat at his desk, scribbling away furiously with a quill. The guard captain walks in. Magistrate Fu has instructed me to bring these, and he gestures at you, criminals here. They are to be issued their allowance for their fuwu. The clerk stops for a moment and looks to the guard. Typical, and you had to bring him right while I'm doing a stock check. Right, bear with me one moment. He disappears down a corridor filled with bookcases, and he kind of bobs out of view behind one of them. You hear the soft click of a key in a lock, and the jingle of coin purses. He makes his way back and opens out a very battered-looking coin purse. Now let's see, there's 6 of them on there. Here we go. He counts out a sum of 30 silver pieces. Right, there you are. 1 silver per person per day, 5 days. Now I'm going to have to write that out in triplicate. Thanks for that. You see the guard has obviously dealt with this guy before and doesn't pay it any attention, but you look at the table and see the pile. I mean, 30 silver, it's not a lot of money. You realise very quickly that your official allowance is barely enough to afford food and basic shelter. There's precious little padding in there for anything deemed, unnecessary. Which makes sense because, of course, this is official funding and the realm is notoriously tight-fisted when it comes to allocating public funding.
Makes sense.
So the guard captain distributes this to you, so you're each going to get 5 silver pieces. And you should, I think, be able to add that to your own inventories.
We do have space.
Oh, you can.
What's the inventory button? Items. No.
Oh, cool.
Is it on the character sheet?
Yes, you get
get
a
onto
character
your
sheet,
equipment
it's your
tab.
inventory tab.
See, yeah.
Now, let me know, because I think you will have permissions to add these yourself.
I have.
Rich, your
So,
character is so cool.
Nice, isn't it?
Don't confuse Electrum for silver.
Yes.
Yeah, I just
So-
thought that.
Oh no, what a shame.
From right to left, it's copper, silver, Electrum, gold, and platinum.
Okay, so having pocketed your measly wages, the guard captain leads you back to the main entrance of the court compound. As you get there, he unlocks your restraints, freeing your wrists, which had started to chafe a little bit, having been in those for the last couple of days.
Kind of rub at them. Let's go.
The captain looks at you. Remember, 5 days. We will be waiting. And with that, he closes the gate on you, leaving you to descend back into the city.
Okay. So, I suppose we make our own way.
You think that's a good idea?
We
Oh,
don't really have much in terms of support, so I guess we need to find our own way there. He's right.
Do some
Um,
aims. I'm joking.
Any idea?
Whereabouts are we looking on the map?
Nanping.
So it's not on the map as
Oh,
such.
Is
I've
it
kind of left
time?
that deliberately blank for some artistic license with some of the smaller settlements. However, you would be looking genuinely kind of a bit further south, just towards where these kind of trees start to thin out a little bit. Still within the realm's borders.
Okay.
You should be able to draw
Would
the
any of
map
us
if you
have an
wanted and put
idea
like a
of-
cross there.
Let me have a look. Let's see if I just put. Oh,
Hey, there we go.
That'll do.
Would any of us have an idea of where this place is and how long it might take to get there?
Possibly. Those of you that are local would probably have at least a rough idea of its general direction. In fact, I could probably have.
I'm gonna say I probably
Nice.
wouldn't know. I don't think.
Yeah, my knowledge of the outside world is fairly specific.
My character would know a bit, but not too much. I think. Probably in the big cities.
So I think this would Well, it's a tricky one because it's not really history and it's not really survival, but those are probably the two I would say, because obviously survival is tracking.
Can I ask the clerk or a guard for a map?
Well, you can attempt to knock on the door. It is closed behind you.
Some fairly loud knocks on the door. Excuse me, sir.
The gate opens slowly, just an inch. What is it?
I was wondering if you would be able to provide us with a map, so that we know which way to go and can complete this task for you quickly.
The guard, he thinks about this for a moment. I'll see if the clerk has a map. Wait there.
Much appreciated.
It's gone for a while, probably about 10 minutes. By the time he comes back, growing perhaps a little anxious, that he may have just walked off. However, the door opens once more and the same guard appears, this time with a map in his hands. Now, I have a map, but I'm afraid that is going to be an additional expense for you.
Understandable. How much are you thinking?
He opens out to reveal a fairly well-drawn map of the local area. Well, as you can see, it's a pretty good map, so I'd be willing to part with it if you're willing to give me 10 silver pieces.
As he opens it up, can we try and get a look to see if we can see where it is?
Roll me a perception, please. Or actually, is that
fucking yeah!
investigation, shall we say, as you peer in at it?
Oh no.
First roll of the campaign.
Boy.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's a sticker.
Oh my god.
Ian, for you, have a look at the map, and you get a good glimpse at the city of Tongguan. However, your attention is quite quickly drawn to a very colourful illumination of what appears to be a dragon out towards the western wastes. And that's all you really get to see before the guards rolls it back up again.
$10 silver is a lot.
Is that
And we're doing
a
this
tenth
job
of a
for
gold?
you.
Is it 100 silver to a gold?
So I'm using standard D&D conversion rates. So it's 10 silver to a gold or
Ooh,
100 copper.
Okay, so it's basically asking for a gold.
yeah. It's like saying $9.99.
I'll put up 5 silver towards it.
Ah, thank you then. I can pay the other 5.
I immediately stop you guys from doing that. I reach out and go, no. We're doing this job for the magistrate. That should be at least like 6 or 7 silver.
He looks back at you. You're doing this is to amend for your crimes. If anything, you shouldn't be getting paid at all for this. The fact that we're even offering you the chance to redeem yourself is worth enough, if you ask me.
Let's just pay the kind man and be off.
Okay.
It is like leaning over and whispering to them. It is better in situations like this to avoid being smacked.
No, it isn't.
So, Infu and Epicos, you combine your funds and hand it over to the guard, who proceeds to give you the map. And sure enough, after a closer examination of it, you can see that the village of Nanping is located a reasonable distance to the south. Not too close to the border, but not horrendously far away either. Kind of down in the Southlands, where the kind of the forests are still quite thick. From the looks of it, you can see that the distance appears to be, about maybe a 2-day march, or maybe about 1 day if you could find horses.
We have a journey.
Mhm.
It would be best if we set off quickly then.
I
We can
don't
go there
suppose
now.
horses will be any cheaper than a map. Perhaps we must walk.
Perhaps there's some people traveling that way, and we might hitch a lift with. We can go find out.
If we pool our funds together, we could maybe buy a wagon, and I could pull us. It would be a form of training.
Are you sure?
You're fast moving that big fella?
4 legs are quicker than 2.
Okay.
We could see how much a horse is, and then a wagon, and see what we can do. I guess.
I think the 4-legged fella here means he's the horse.
I gathered. I meant the wagon itself.
Oh. We can ask.
Yeah, we can ask.
Okay, so you make your way down from the magistrate's compound towards the marketplace and the beating heart of the city. Now, obviously, with the festival due to kick off, it's busier than usual, and Tokwan in itself is a reasonably large city anyway. But you manage to make your way eventually down to the outskirts and the approaching city battlements, where the kind of travel stations would usually be somewhere to find stables and potentially other forms of transport. So when you arrive, you can see that there is a kind of postal station set up as well by the city gates, where you can see a series of horses kind of tethered to a series of hitching posts. Now, most of you would be familiar with the kind of postal system in the Empire. Obviously, with such a large territory, Imperial decrees need to be moved quickly, and as such, the road network is actually, pretty damn good if you're going on major routes. And messengers, especially Imperial messengers, have no problem in relaying messages, as there are postal stations situated usually every 100 li or so, which is about 50 kilometers. Where they can, exchange horses and stop and rest if needs be. And this is one such station, obviously, kind of the terminal. As this is the end destination for quite a few of those riders. But they would definitely have people going to and from Nanping at some points, but whether they'd have any space in their wagons, or indeed if they were taking wagons at all, you're not sure. Next to it, you can see that there is a kind of a large stable structure where a number of horses are already kind of in residence. Now, these probably belong to private citizens, but there may be a couple that are available for hire if needs be. Likewise, you can see a series of wagons and other equipment dotted around, so if you're after transport, this is probably the place for it.
Mm.
Let's go and speak to someone, I suppose.
After you?
Does it look like there's a central base where anything's being organised?
So, kind of the largest hub of activity would be the postal station.
Cool. I will trot on up to the postal station, I guess.
I'm right behind her.
So, as you make your way towards this postal station, you kind of push your way through the door, and you can see that there's quite a lot going on. There's a series of desks where more clerks are clearly going through kind of either inward or outward letters. You make your way up to the nearest one, and the clerk kind of looks up at you. Yes, how can I help?
Any transport to Nanping in the next few days?
Transports, you say? Well, I don't know if the caravan will be going anytime soon, but we do have a rider who's due to travel that way. Is it a message you're looking to send?
No, travel for 6 or a wagon as a last case, as a last ditch effort.
Let me see. I'm not sure about transport for 6. I don't think we've got any coaches due to go that way. It's not a huge village. We don't get many letters on a regular basis. Certainly not enough to warrant a coach. Tell you what, you wait here. I'm going to go talk to a friend of mine. I might be able to do something for you about the wagon.
Before you go, worst case scenario, anywhere that takes us closer would be fine as well.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll see what I can do about that. He makes his way out of the back towards the stable area, leaving you guys to watch the machinations of the rest of the post office. You can see that it's clearly a very busy place. Lots of letters being filed, some being arranged into kind of handy knapsacks for travel. Obviously, this is the place where news from the rest of the realm arrives first. So you imagine these guys are, if they're interested to learn, pretty well connected with the happenings of the country. But it doesn't take long until the clerk returns. Well, I have potentially a wagon for you, but it might not be quite what you're expecting.
Oh?
Yes, one of the local merchants. He's a bit indisposed at the minute. He's in possession of a wagon, but it's lost one of its wheels, and he refuses to pay for a new one. Stubborn bastard. He says his insurance should claim it, but truth be told, I don't think that policy's going to pay out.
How often, how much would a wheel normally set you back?
You see, that's the daft thing. It's not even that expensive. He'll probably get it done for about 20 silver. But he's stubborn, you see. He says it's a matter of principle. He's paid for the insurance, and he wants it to cover him. But, I've told him he's going to be arguing that case for years.
Okay, so what's the proposal here? We fix the wheel and we're allowed to borrow the wagon?
Well, I can't make any promises on his behalf, but perhaps that might be a solution.
Well, can
Who
you
is it
ask
that we
him?
need to speak to?
Here, let me... he reaches for a scrap of paper. Let me write you his name and his lodgings. So, he hands you a sheet of paper. His name is Hong Tao. He's usually lodged up at the Red Kirill, but having on a day like today, he may be in the market. I'd suggest waiting there for him in the evening time, where he'll return and take his supper.
Okay.
Oh, well, the other issue you said, actually, we don't have a coach going to Nanping. We do have one going to Yan Cheng, and it'll follow the road most avoid there. Might be able to drop you about a third of the way, if that's a preferable option.
Okay. I'm gonna speak to my travel companions, and if we want to take you up on that, we'll let you know. How long do we have before that leaves?
Well, the coach is due to depart in the next 2 hours, so I need a decision hopefully within an hour, just to make sure that we can get you the spaces on it.
Okay. The cost for that?
He looks at you and says, "Well, we don't usually do this. It's more of a favour, really. I was hoping. Sorry, I couldn't help but notice the instruments on your back. Whether you might be able to just perform a little song for me. You see, I've such a fascination with music, and I very rarely get to see any performances these days. What with all this work."
By all means. And I'm assuming there's other people who come into the postal station with me.
Yeah, I'm right behind
Like
you.
I didn't come in on my own.
No,
Cool.
I'm right behind you.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna turn around to you guys and do the big eyes of this is great, this is free, we like this. Right? And a happy little bob of the nod.
Okay.
Other than that,
Bob of the nod. Yeah.
Okay, so I've obviously not mentioned which particular instrument caught his eye, so I'll leave that entirely up to you. But would you like to roll me a performance check, please?
Sure. Oh!
Oh!
I was about to say, can I help with this? But I don't think I need to.
Yeah, I was going to.
Dirty 20.
So, which instrument did you use for that, Pascal?
I think we'll go with the pippa. Papa.
Okay, cool.
It's
So,
a
do
little,
you
the equivalent of a lyre, I think.
would you like
Or a
to
lute,
give
sorry.
a sort of description to everybody of the performance you give for those gathered in the post office?
Yeah, so I'm probably going to find myself a little stool or something to sit down on, and get the instrument kind of sat nicely on my lap. And it looks, it's like a wooden-bodied instrument, kind of reminiscent of a small guitar or something, only it's held upright. And she plays a very soft, lilting song. She has a little vocalization over it, not proper singing, just kind of throat singing almost, just
Yeah,
kind
sure.
of
Just a
noises
little
to
bit
go
to complement
along.
the main.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you start
kind of
you
nice
start
little
your
zen moment.
you start your performance, and before long, work has kind of come to a stop in the post office, and a number of the clerks have pulled up their stools a little closer to kind of appreciate the performance a little bit more. Carry on for a good couple of songs, eventually bringing yourself to a kind of natural point to conclude. And as silence fills the space, kind of an atmosphere hangs in the rooms if everybody is kind of waiting, bated breath. But they quickly realise that that's it, and the enchantment is gone. A round of applause breaks out amongst the clerks. Oh wow, that was much better than I was expecting. Are you a performer by trade?
Indeed.
Oh right, well I'll keep my eyes out for next time you're in a theatre.
Hopefully.
Anyway,
soon.
the postal car should be ready in the next 2 hours or so. So just make your way over there, and you shouldn't have any problems.
I go to clap Ian Few on the back as we go outside, I assume? Just to tell the others?
Yeah.
I kind of go, job. Really good.
You. So we have two options. We have the free option with walking, or we have an expensive gamble. We have a caravan that can take us about a third of the way there for free, or there is a man with a wagon that needs a wheel repaired, and we might persuade him to lend it to us for us repairing the wheel, potentially. But there's no guarantee that he will repair it, will let us repair it, or let us borrow it. And we might not be able to find him until nightfall, at which point I believe we are then quite behind schedule if we do need to walk.
If we need to wait until nightfall, then any time we save on the extra 2/3 of the journey is wasted. I say we take the free option.
Same.
Plus, it's free.
Yeah, because she just did an amazing performance in there. That's why.
Well done. It's good to have you around then.
Hopefully it serves as well. Okay, so we have an hour, and then we will need to be back here. I believe it leaves in about 2 hours.
Yep, that's what he said.
Anything anyone needs to do before we leave? We could try and find this guy. He may be in the markets, but we don't really have very much to go on.
Yeah.
If we have nothing else to do, it would pass the time.
I think I'm fine.
Or we could just, relax somewhere for a minute. Been locked up. Well, I've been locked up for quite a bit. So.
Locked up. Okay.
So, as a bit of background for the rest of you, seeing as a FUU is a matter for a civilian or a civil court, there's no kind of custodial sentence to it. It's more just a case of you are given a hearing and told to turn up for it.
Is it community service?
Essentially. However, as Lee May clearly has caused a bit of a scene somewhere, she has earned herself a stay in Tongguan's jail at the Emperor's expense.
Oops.
So yes, she's probably feeling a bit more cooped up than the rest of you.
Just a little bit. We can't afford drinks, not really. So can't really go to a tavern, I guess.
Is there a nice looking tree to sit underneath?
Oh.
As an aside, you guys will have your starting salary. That hasn't been stripped off you. It's not sorry, starting gold and all that. So you're not
Do we have
completely flat.
sort of rations and food and drink on us if we're going to be traveling for 5 days?
Well, that was kind of the idea of the lifestyle costs. So
I see. Yeah,
essentially a silver a day, not silver.
Perfect.
I did say silver, didn't I? Silver a day for expenses.
I suppose going to the market and arranging for that and having a look to see if we can find this fella at the same time might be sensible, even if it's just like half of the expensive, half of the stuff for the way there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do that.
Okay, so you guys make your way to the market square, and as previously mentioned, it is bustling with activity. Clearly, people have travelled in from probably most, if not all, of the surrounding villages to take part and sell their wares in the kind of a grand market just before the festival of the Lunar New Year. So you find all sorts of stalls selling, practically everything you can imagine in the realm. So, how do you intend to look for your quarry?
He's at the.
Find the store.
Well, he's at the red Kirill, isn't he? So why don't we?
At night, right?
But he might be there because it sounded like he was. Well, from what I heard, that he's not in action. So I'm wondering if he's hurt himself.
True.
But that's just my guess.
Yes, or perhaps on the way, since we are around all of these lovely market stalls, he may be at an apothecary or something, perhaps getting a potion to make himself feel better.
Mm. Could do.
Okay, so what's the plan then, guys?
I think we should go to the Red Kirill first and see if he's actually there or not. How far is the walk?
It's not too far.
Not too
Probably
far.
take you about 10 minutes to get there.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Reasonable
Yeah.
detour then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. And then we'll go grab our supplies if we haven't found him, kind of regardless.
Mm.
And ask around.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's a bit of a character. I imagine people will know who he is.
Yeah. Sounds like people remember him.
Love to try and find a character.
Okay, so you guys make your way through the busy town towards the Red Kirill Inn. As you go, you kind of pass a few performers in the streets, kind of conjuring minor illusions and dancing lights and flames. The crowd of children are kind of loving it. Minor magical cantrips just for amusement. But it makes it a little trickier to get through the crowds than usual. But you do eventually make your way over towards the Red Kirill. You see the kind of a sign out of the front depicting how to describe a Kirill. It's almost not too far off a unicorn as such, but has definitely got more oriental features to it. But it's that kind of style of animal. But you can see that this one is painted red, and it's not a particularly detailed sign anyway. It's more just a quick identifier. But you can see that it's fairly busy inside, even at this time of day.
I go up to. Is it a bar?
There is a bar, yes.
There is a bar. Okay.
It's quite a well equipped tavern, really, because obviously being in a large town, it has quite a few resources at its disposal and a fairly large patron base to keep the coffers full.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna head up to the bar. And just
The barkeep makes his way over. What can I get for you?
Oh no, I'm not drinking today because that'll end in disaster. But do you know if there's a guy with a wagon here? His name's Hong Tao.
Hong Tao.
Yeah, Hong Tao. Do you know if he's here right now or if he's gone out in the festival?
Well, yes, I know Hong Tao. Hold on, wait a minute. He is kind of taking a look up from wiping down the bar and kind of gets a proper look at you for the first time, Li Mei. Hold on, I know your description. Weren't you the one who caused that fight in the Blue Monkey the other day?
No, that's someone who looks very much like me. Must have been my cousin.
Roll me a persuasion, please, if you may.
No. Oh no. How do you do it? Do you...
Once you open your character sheet, if you just click on the text, it says
Oh, that's so
the
easy.
There's also a thing at the top left.
Oh,
yeah,
attributes.
Okay. Cool. And then I'll just hit that one. Oh shit.
Right, okay. You're not sure if he believes you, but he doesn't seem to press the issue.
Okay, good.
Yes, I know Hang Tao. He's a patron of ours. In fact, I believe he's up in his room right now. But I'd probably not disturb him. He's not in the best of moods.
Why?
He keeps on coming in here, swearing, black and blue around him. Something about some bastard insurance firm.
Ah,
Is it because his wagon's broken?
Well, yeah, I think that's what started the whole sorry affair, but it seems that he's paid good money for a policy that won't cover him. He's obviously taken quite an issue with that.
Yes. Do you happen to know his room number so we can talk to him?
Well, I'm afraid that's privileged information. We don't just give out room numbers of our guests. What kind of establishment do you take us for?
Well, I thought I'd try. So...
If we were here to help him griping about that wagon from the insurance company,
Tell you what. You wait here, I'll go and see if he wants to talk to you.
Brilliant. That's a better idea, yes.
The barkeep makes his way back through a door leading to a set of stairs, and you hear kind of footsteps going up kind of creaky wooden stairs. He makes his way up towards Hang Tao's room. By now, obviously, some of the patrons have started to stare a little bit. This not the most usual sight to see. I mean, I'm fairly sure you hear somebody crack a satyr and a pirate walk into a bar joke somewhere. But the barkeep comes back down. Well, he will see you, but he's going to just make himself presentable. So take a seat somewhere. He'll be down soon.
All right then, I'll take a beer, the cheapest one you've got then.
Well, I can definitely arrange for that. He goes and takes a tankard from the wall, kind of hanging from a series of nails, and he opens what appears to be quite an old barrel. He dips the tankard in, kind of getting a good full portion for you. And he hands it over to you, Lee May. Now, you've obviously had your fair taste and experience of beer over your life. You don't really need to see, you don't need to taste this one to know that it's going to be, shall we say, less than optimal. The colour of it is very, very dark, and you see quite a bit of, well, I'm not entirely sure what is floating in there, but it's not the most clear of beers.
Oh god!
Well, there you are.
thank
It's,
God it's alcohol.
as you said, the most cheap beer we have on offer. That's yours for the price of 2 copper pieces.
Oh, 2 copper pieces, I'll take it.
Okay, so you hand over a silver, and he returns you 8 copper for your change.
Thank you. I'm gonna sit down before I take a drink out of this.
I love how you were
Yeah,
like,
I
I'm
am
not going
not
to drink,
asking for
it's
a
a bad idea. And then 5 seconds later, your cheapest beer, please.
Well, it's because we have to sit down. Now we have to wait, and I'm in a tavern. Yeah. She is a raging alcoholic, I did say.
It's impossible to sit down without a drink.
Not in my world, it isn't.
Okay, so you guys make yourself comfortable as best you can. Epicos, I'm afraid they don't really have any seats designed for centaurs, so you find it's a case of either stand or just, kind of sit yourself down on the floor.
Is there a window near the table I can lean through?
There is now, yes. So you kind of lean in from the outside of, kind of your torso over the table, kind of elbow propped on it. You get a few curious looks, but a good number of these patrons will probably have seen you in the arena, so you don't get anybody, pull you up on it.
Nice.
So for a few moments more, you wait, and the rest of you watch as Lee May contemplates whether she actually wants to drink this beer.
And then I kind of hold my nose.
Yes,
Down
please. So, Lee May, roll me a Constitution
I'm
saving
being
throw,
really
please.
I think if you're having to hold your nose to drink your drink, you've already lost.
I know. Right. Where? Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Dirty 20.
Okay, so you pinch your nose and in one swift, well-practiced movement, kind of drain the tankard in as short a time as humanly possible. As you suspected, it's pretty rough. Yeah, not going to sugarcoat it. This is not a nice pint.
Oh.
But
Bottom of the barrel stuff.
yeah, but you feel the familiar buzz as you taste that the alcohol content in that is probably a bit higher than in most normal pints as well. So you give and you take.
Nice.
As the rest of you kind of watch this, you see the barkeep return, and he's followed by a clearly a well-to-do gentleman dressed in pretty fine clothing. He is pointed in your direction by the barkeep, and he makes his way over towards you. Ah, yes, so you're the people from the insurance company.
Of a sort. We're
Well,
aware
good,
that
I've got
have...
a lot of things to talk to you about. You
God.
notice that his tone is getting incredibly more irate.
Well, wait. No, wait. We heard you had a wagon, and we're
Of course you bloody heard I've got a wagon. I've got a policy for it with you.
we're not part of the insurance. We heard about your claim, and we are not part of the insurance company, but we want to help you so that maybe we could get a favour from you.
Oh God, you're lawyers. That's even worse. Piss off.
Definitely not.
The post office, the postal service centre's postal station, about the wagon. I didn't think your barkeeper here was actually going to allow us to speak to you. I may have told a little bit of just a small lie, about that.
Well, first your insurance companies, then your lawyers, now your liars. It just gets worse and worse.
Would you like your wagon fixed?
He kind of puts his head into the palm of his hand. Yes, I would like my wagon fixed, and I would like the insurers to do it. That is the root of my problem.
What if we were offering to fix it for you without going through the insurance?
He kind of looks up. And why would you do that?
Because then we can have a favor from you. This is how transactions work.
And what favour would that be? Let me guess. I'm sure it's worth more than the cost of a wagon wheel.
Infant?
We would like to borrow it for 5 days or less.
Oh, great. So you put a wheel on my wagon, I hand it over to you, and you set off into the sunset, never to be seen again.
You could keep
Raises a good point.
You could keep something of ours so you know we'll return to you.
He looks you up and down. Now, don't take this personally. Well, I suppose you'll have to. It is actually a personal insult. But you don't look like you have anything that even would cover half the costs of a wheel, let alone a full wagon.
I think we're finding ourselves a brick wall here. Should we go for a plan B?
Yeah, sounds like you.
I don't think we have a solution to this issue. Unless anybody has anything of worth to leave with this gentleman.
Sir, you seem like a wise and great man. We are simply trying to do the work of the court. We are hoping that you could lend us your wagon to help facilitate this. I am sure we will be able to put in a very good word for you with the magistrates. And it is a win-win situation for you. If we if things go well, we pay money to fix the wagon for you, so you will get it quicker. We go away, we come back within 5 days, which by the sound of things would be quicker than when the wagon was going to be fixed anyway by the insurers. Or, if we are as dastardly as you think we may be, which I assure you we are not, but if we are, then we will be hunted with the full force of the realm, and you will get your wagon back likely before the end of the week. Which is still likely to be quicker than when the insurers would have paid it anyway. So, either way, whether we are truthful or we are lying, you are still likely to get a fixed wagon usable again before the insurers would fix it for you.
He ponders this argument. Roll me a persuasion with advantage.
Wow, Chris! Oh my god!
19!
You've rolled privately, so...
Shit! I think I can
can
reveal to
reveal to
everyone!
everyone.
There we go.
Okay, good. He's not lying. He listens to what you have to say, Epicos. Well, that would make sense. And I suppose it's not too hard to track down a centaur in the realm. You're not that common.
Perhaps
Very well.
you have seen me fight before. I am Epicos of the arena, warrior of the waste.
He shakes his head. Never heard of you.
So sad.
But I like the sound of what you're saying, and it does make sense, and it does mean that I'll get a wagon fixed, and I won't have to do any more bloody paperwork. Okay, well, I will allow you to fix my wagon for me on one condition. Where is it you intend to take it?
Down to Nanping for a day or so, and then straight back here.
You see, clearly machinations going on in the back of his mind. Okay, I take that back. I'll lend my wagon to you on 2 conditions. The first one, you've already told me where you're going, so that one we can consider fulfilled. The second, on your return, I want you to pick up a shipment of timber from the local sawmill. The foreman is a good man. I know him. He's a friend. You'll spot him quite easily. He's a short chap. Goes by the name of Liao Dong. Tell you what, he pulls out a piece of paper and a stamp, and he quickly scribbles a letter on that, and you see him stamp it with it kind of leaves a nice red square stamp with some characters in it. Give that to him. That'll be all you need to unload the timber. And as you return it, you can bring that with me, and I'll make a nice tidy profit out of all of this. I might even let you have some.
Like I said earlier, it is a win-win situation for us both.
He nods and stands up. He extends a hand to shake yours, Epicos.
I will shake it in return.
He looks at you, Yin Fu, and Li Mei, and you notice there's a distinct lack of offered hands to shake
Yep.
as he makes his way back up to his room.
Yep. Well, he was nice.
Seemed like it.
Either way, we got what we needed.
Good, thanks to you. Right then, where is this wagon? We don't even know how big it is or anything.
Oh.
So it will be back with the kind of in the stable area. That's where.
Oh, it'll be
it's
back.
kind
Okay, it'll be with the
So
postal.
it'll be another 10 minutes to get back there. So you'll still have a little while before the postal convoy is due to set off.
I guess we could travel with the convoy initially and then go on the wagon. We could travel with them.
Safety in numbers.
If it's
Maybe.
on the way, might as
It
well.
may still be far away. Because I did ask for something closer. Rather than directly in our path.
Jason, what are you doing with that hammer?
Uh-oh.
What's he doing?
Well, I'm just looking at what weapons I have. That's all.
Yeah, if you
Okay,
click it on your
two.
character, it shows it in the
Yeah.
chat.
We panicked
Just-
for a second.
Beats the merchant over the back of the head.
There's a square on the right-hand side that expands it to tell you any information next to
There we go.
whether it's a
That's
cost or not.
cool.
Okay, so you guys make your way back down towards the stables, where, sure enough, after a few inquiries, you're able to locate Hang Tao's wagon, and sure enough, it is missing a wheel, which has obviously been taken off due to being broken. There's
We
a
also have now less than an hour to get a wheel fixed, which might be difficult.
so it's not going to be as difficult as you think. You can see that obviously this is clearly a well-used place for travellers, and as such, they do have a stock of ready wagon wheels available to purchase. Again, that's going to be 20 silver for that, but it should be a relatively quick fix of just getting it on the axle and then kind of pegs put through to stop it going anywhere.
I'm happy to pay 10 if someone else is happy to pay 10. Not Yinfu or Epicos because they've already paid for the map.
I suppose it's.
Okay.
How much did you say, sorry?
It's
20 silver in total.
I'm offering to pay 10.
To get it fixed, not for a new one. Or...
Well, to get the replacement wheel put on it. Replaced would be definitely the faster of the two, but the price is the same.
What about trading in a partially broken one for a new one?
I'm afraid they don't take in trade-ins.
Part exchange. Oh.
Slightly used.
I'll shut up before I had an MOT on there for 1 gold piece.
I don't think it's going to pass right now. No, I don't want that shit.
No.
Your horse needs an oil change.
Yeah, I'll put in half the money.
Cool. So I guess you
Okay,
guys-
so you guys hand over the silver, and the workers get about putting the spare wheel on. As I said, it's not a horrendous job, and they're done in 25 minutes, ready to go. Now it's a fairly sizable wagon. Obviously, the nature of it and it being a merchant's wagon means that he's got a lot of space in the back to put goods and wares. Definitely enough for 5 of you to sit if Epicos still intends to be up front.
Yeah, I should be able to pull this.
Cool.
Yeah, my carry weight with pulling vehicles is stupid.
Cow.
So, yes, you you give the wagon a experimental pull. Sure enough, the wheel on it now makes it as good as new, and you're able to manipulate this. It's a fairly large and sluggish wagon, but you're not going to have trouble pulling it.
Cool. So, do you guys want to travel with the coach people, or shall we go direct? Is there, Crispy? Will it be by the map? Is it where they're going? Is it too off course, or is it on the way?
So you'll be travelling along kind of the main Imperial Road for the duration that you'd be with the caravan. You guys would then take a fork off down towards Nanping, which is a kind of a smaller, less well-maintained road.
Okay. Yeah, we'll do that then. Is that alright, guys?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so you guys climb up into the back of a wagon. Again, it's meant for goods and cargo, so there are precious little in the way of seating in there. So you're kind of just resting now on the wood. Epicos, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so you with kind of clap of your hands, you get yourself ready and pick up the kind of wooden. In fact, actually, would reins be a bit too humiliating for a centaur?
Would we not have saddled him into this?
That is also an
Like,
option.
Yeah.
With like a harness thing. I can't remember what you call them.
Yes, yeah, I don't know what they're called either, but I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, that would probably be, because it would have obviously been intended for a horse to draw it anyway, so they definitely have that equipment.
If Epicos is okay with that, to being strapped in. Yeah? Okay.
Okay, so Epicos, you adjust the harness to make sure it's all comfortable and not going to slip on what was presumably going to be a long journey. But once you're happy, you kind of get going, and the wagon starts moving the cobbled streets, offering you quite an easy path through it. So you make your way out towards the city gate. By now, it's not too long until midday. So the sun is kind of beating down overhead, and the rest of you kind of settle down in the back for what looks to be like a long journey. Perhaps a good chance to get to know your fellow travelling companions.
Oh no.
It's good old enforced roleplay.
I'm just keeping drinking my flask. She's keeping that buzz going.
Is this the less included of bits?
Oh.
Someone doesn't want to talk. Okay, fair enough.
No, that was Cam.
He's got a roof to go and fix.
No, he heard roleplay and he went, no, bye.
I'm bored of this shit, I'm going.
Yeah, this one's whiskey. This isn't beer. Lasts longer. Ish.
I'm going to turn to Elias. Fraud?
Hello?
Kind of fraud.
What?
Was that not your crime?
Oh. Well. Yeah, it's misunderstanding, really. It was just a game, really, more than anything. I mean, someone lost a bit of money, the wrong someone. It wasn't anything, crazy.
Uh-huh.
Some magistrate's son or something or other. Well,
Oh. Wait, Magister Fuwus?
I don't think so. I'm sure he would have made mention.
That really sounded like an exciting story, but you're selling it short a little bit.
Well, no, it's nothing major. Just, got kicked out of the Jade Brotherhood, but,
Oh yeah, that's not something big. No, definitely not.
no.
No.
Kind of frown upon magical misuse, even if it is only minor.
Does someone misuse magic?
Possibly. Like I said, a game of chance that I tried to swing more in my favor, let's say.
Oh. Take it you're not very good at it.
Well, I haven't told you about all the times I wasn't caught.
Oh. Repeat offender, we love it. Sorry.
Well, my own fault. I should choose better friends, I suppose.
Or more successful ones.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, it looks like I'm in good company, I guess.
Maybe some better friends could be right here in the carriage with you now.
Not much more lucky ones, though.
Mm.
No.
At least
What about...
the fraud was an roundabout approximation of your crime. One of us stepped up and was very, very vague, saying, you know what I did. What brings you here?
Was that directed at me?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
You're talking
there
at
was
me.
a little misunderstanding.
Yeah, there's a lot of that happens around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accusations were thrown. Insults were thrown back. Yes.
No
He
closer
gets
to an
fucking
answer.
sheepish. Yeah.
Brilliant. And you? Why were your shackles so large? What made you require special treatment?
Well, I like my taverns. I like my tavern brawls. And, let's just say I started one at the Blue Monkey, which is exactly what he said I did, and I said I didn't. So, here we are.
I see.
I also nicked some whiskey, which is where this is from, and I show you my flask.
But the attachment to alcohol, I see.
Oh yeah, you need it in my line of work.
Line of work? Starting bar fights, or you do something else?
I mean, starting bar fights could be my work, I'd be very good at it, but, no. I guess you could say I'm a sailor? That's a nice way of putting it.
Is that why I heard the jokes in the tavern?
Yeah, they know who I am.
Gotcha. And was it just bread?
A little bread, a little cheese. We come from very little, we need very little, but we must eat to survive. Unfortunately, eventually everyone gets caught, I guess.
Very domestic, I suppose. An almost respectable crime amongst all of us. And over there, I believe, who did you piss off?
To Jason.
Jason!
Yep.
I just talked into a muted mic. It's fine.
I like to think that he just like he
What you
looks
just
at you
did.
and just stares like for a little while.
He just
but-
mouths- mouths the
I thought
word.
you were rolling the fuck out of that.
Well, I mean, Jace, you've not cast Speak with Animals, have you?
I was gonna. They literally just beat me to it. It's gonna look at one of the others and go, "What is wrong with this goat? Why does it make so much noise?"
Hey.
That's racist.
What is? I do not understand what the problem is here. Do you understand this?
Do you
Putting,
not understand what they are saying?
I think something has spooked the horse.
Oh
Do you
god.
not speak common?
Yeah, he does.
Wait,
Perhaps.
I know what I will do. White Eye is going to cast Speak of Animals as a ritual. So he's just gonna like, bear with me. Close his eyes to cast Speak with Animals.
Oh my god.
It just says, bear with me, and then sits quietly for 10 minutes.
Okay,
Please
so
tell me
Look at
we're all
yourselves.
giving each other side eye.
you leave him to it for a moment and carry on with the rest of your discussions as Wide-Eye begins to do whatever it is that he is doing.
And
Oh my god.
there is one more, I suppose. Sorry to distract you if you're pulling too hard, but how does a slave earn a ticket? A ticket to freedom, potentially.
You see, I fought many battles in the arena. I am undefeated in 10 matches, and they told me that if I proved my worth to the realm, I could earn my freedom. So that is why I am here, to be free once again.
Very good.
That's
shall
also very, very
get you
honourable.
Mm.
Well, yeah, I suppose beats fighting to the death.
Okay, Wide-Eye, your ritual completes now. You are ready to communicate with the goat and the horse.
Oh my god.
He'll go from a meditative state, open his eyes, and very calmly and slowly look over at Yinfu and be, "Hello, can you understand me now?"
We always have been able to.
Oh my god, it's a talking horse!
God.
No. But seriously, he'll be like, I can understand you now.
I am glad that it goes both ways, finally.
Oh god.
I suspect maybe one of us is a little slow.
Or maybe he's never met a satyr and a
It's
centaur before?
I spend much of my time on my own. I wander these lands. I do not meet many of your kind.
In that case,
It
it is
doesn't
nice
seem
to meet you.
Yes, and you, horse.
Oh my god.
So, how long does this last?
10 minutes. 50% uptime.
Oh my god. So funny.
Yeah. We'll figure out a system, I suppose.
I think it will be fine. I think he just
Hey,
yeah.
is common the only thing that you speak? Obviously, you speak very well with animals. You got anything else?
Oh, I speak very well with animals thanks to my spirit guardians. I can connect with animals, which allows me to communicate with you. He'll pull out a small totem from his pocket that he created himself. He willed himself, and it's of a little bear, and I'm like, my totem spirit, the bear, strong and mighty. I took this as my totem after a bear slaughtered my entire village, and I vowed I would kill that bear myself.
Jesus.
Fun.
Did you succeed?
Not yet, but I will one day.
Wow.
And I can be
Yeah.
right there beside you, helping you find victory.
Yes, you do look strong, horse. I imagine you will become good fighting companion.
You said
Do you...
one bear.
He'll sigh and be like, yes, just one bear.
Must have been quite the bear.
It was indeed. It was strong, and its bloodlust knew no end.
More dear.
I was just finding a gift for that.
Sorry. Forces roleplay on you and ruins it.
Oh, for God's sake. Now I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, now I wish I'd chosen a Scottish accent.
I mean, it's not too late.
It's not too late.
Well done.
So, do you speak any other languages to help facilitate our communication?
I think that's
I speak with the dwarves, the small people, the really small people, not like you small people.
Ah. Unfortunately, I do not speak small speak.
No.
Small speak.
Nope, not me.
Anyone under 5 foot, I can understand them.
I am under 5 foot. You can understand me.
I only have 4 feet!
Oh, I know Dwarvish! I know Dwarvish!
I believe he
That's something I
understands
know.
you, though.
Fantastic.
You have a problem with hooves.
A drunk translator, that's a great idea.
We'll teach you.
Oh.
Madman.
How long do we think it will take to get there?
Can we look, see if we're still with the other cart? Because that's like a third of the way, right?
Yeah, sure. So you guys are still with the other cart. You're on the Imperial Highway, so the going is smooth, and you're making good progress. You don't think it'll take all too long till you reach a point where you'll have to part ways and go down the smaller of the two roads. By now, it's kind of mid-afternoon.
How is everyone doing back there? Is the ride comfortable?
Yeah.
It's
Comfortable might be a stretch, but it's fine.
No, this is lush. I don't know what you're talking about. She like slightly kicks her feet back.
If you wish to stretch your legs, you are welcome to run alongside me, but I'm warning you, I will not slow down.
Oh, you know what, Epikos? Let's do that. I took my flask away.
Oh
Okay.
no.
I go
All right.
alongside him for a
So,
bit.
Lee May,
Oh no.
first things first, I'm going to need you to make me an acrobatics check to dismount the moving wagon.
Fantastic. Oh shit, my dex isn't good. It's gonna go terribly.
Okay, Lee May, you stand up and with an exaggerated bow, you hop off the back of a wagon. As your feet touch the ground, you slip on one of the cobbles, but you manage to save yourself before you land face first into the road. But the car is still moving, so you have to very quickly kind of try and gain your balance before you start making your attempt to run next to Epikos.
Because I've got a 40-foot movement speed.
Can I like hang on to the side with him and run with hanging on to the side?
Well, by now, after your little slip there, the wagon's already pulled away by a good 10 feet. So you're going to need to catch up first. So I need you to roll me on athletics, please.
24.
Okay, so despite your shaky start at that, you kind of pick yourself up and kind of put the pace in a little bit, sprinting to make up the lost distance. As you pull next to Epikos, you kind of slow it down from a full-blown sprint into a more casual, kind of run. You're still having to put in the work. Epikos is clearly quite a fast guy, even loaded as he is with this wagon. But obviously the roads are very well maintained, so it allows him to move that with quite a good degree of speed.
This is fun.
It is good for the blood and good for the heart.
I don't know about it good for my heart, but yeah.
Don't you worry, we can make this a daily training regimen, and it will strengthen you over time.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
So now Lee May is out of the cask, gives the rest of you a bit more room to stretch out your legs a little.
Kind of call into them as well, saying, if anyone wants to join, they are very welcome.
No, thank you. And I lie back and I put my feet up, but I guess tight space is still a little tight, so I put them on wide eyes lap. Hoping he won't react badly.
He's just gonna look down very slowly and just very slowly look back up at you.
I just gave a thumbs up and put my head back.
So as one makes himself comfortable there, Wide-Eye, you are left wondering whether this is customary in these parts.
Following suit. He's gonna lift up his feet and drop them on Yinfu.
Oh my god.
And also, looking directly at her with a still quite a stern face, just nod in the same way that Swan did.
I'm gonna look at Elias like he might have some idea what the fuck is going on here.
It's just gonna look back at you, just like, well, and then he's just gonna open up his little spell book and start flicking through it and completely ignoring you and everyone else. And actually, how long roughly do we have to go still?
So you reckon you're not probably too far from where you need to turn off. So you're likely to get there quite late in the evening.
Okay, so we've got a couple of hours.
Yeah, you've got a good couple of hours left.
Right. I'm gonna start casting a spell, a ritual.
Oh.
That'll take roughly an hour.
Okay.
If we are stuck in this position, I'm gonna use Wide-Eye's like feet to lean my peeper on, and I'm just gonna sort of like gently play some music and practice some scales and things like that.
Okay, cool. Roll me another performance, please.
Cool. Da. That's the right time for that to be shit.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, the music is less pleasant this time. The occasional bump in the road throwing off the odd note here or there, but it's not unpleasant enough that Wide-Eye beats you around the head with it. So you manage to get a few songs in there just to keep your skills in in good practice. Passes the time a little bit better, and it means that you don't have to talk to anyone. So half an hour later, you reach the point where the Imperial Road starts to kind of wind its way north up towards Yancheng. And this is where you kind of break from the rest of the caravan heading that way and turn south. So the road, it's not necessarily a bad road as such. It is still, pretty well maintained, but it's not as wide as the Imperial Highway, nor is it, cobbled with such well-crafted stones. The ones here are a bit more roughly hewn, but it's not that much more uncomfortable than it has been previously. Right, Lee May, roll me another
Yeah, I was
athletics,
gonna
please.
say I was gonna say I might tap to say, can I get back in? But yeah, I'm gonna get
Yep. Okay, Lee May, you've been running for too long, and the combination of the heat and the whiskey is starting to get to you a little bit. So
I'm gonna tap Epicosta to say, can I get back in?
Yeah. Now that we're no longer with the caravan, I will slow down. But for a moment, you must be quick.
I will be quick. No, just like try.
Ready? Steady.
2. And I jump back in.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, what's going on here, guys?
Some strange ritual with the humans, I suppose. I don't know. I don't understand this one.
Oh, it's not human.
What is it?
Boredom, I guess.
Oh. Ooh.
Oh.
I put my feet down now. We've got to accommodate the extra person again.
Following suit.
Sorry.
Wide Eye will look over and be like, "Oh, this part is done." Just feet down.
Yinfu, you notice a considerable relief wash over your body as Wide Eye's legs are retracted.
Did you have smelly feet?
I don't even know if he has shoes.
Oh god! Oh,
Actually, a valid point.
oh no. Human toes are so strange. Ugh.
So wiggly.
Yeah, so many of them. Why are there so many?
At some point along the way, Elias has pulled out like a ball of clay and has sort of been twisting it and shaping it and just muddling about. And just kind of like looks up and like smiles and then just carries on.
Okay, the rest of you can't notice Elias holding what appears to be a small kind of clay.
Well, probably about this. How big would it be? About like 2 fists. That sort of size.
Okay, cool. Yinfu, roll me an Arcana, please.
Ooh. Yeah, your girl is not intelligent. I don't know that this is going to go all that well. Yeah.
A little bit strange for a grown man to be playing with dolls, but it is each to their own.
Probably no weirder than someone resting their feet on me at this point.
It's been one of those days, yeah.
You're getting to know us very well. It's fine.
For better or worse.
Okay, so as you trundle along the road, Epicos, you notice something in front of you. As you kind of come closer to it, it catches your attention. It's a little roadside shrine. However, it appears to be quite old, clearly built a very long time ago. But you notice it's still very well maintained. In fact, you can see there is a little pile of ash in front of stone carving, which you suspect means somebody has been burning incense here not too long ago.
For the people in the carriage, on your left, you will see a small shrine.
Shrine?
Yes, look, the shrine.
Is there anything nearby?
Yes, what
Any
lives
odd-
out here?
At your present point, you see no real sign of anybody inhabiting the immediate vicinity. The area around you is kind of giving way to the first few outcrops of trees as you head towards the more wooded areas. But no real sign of permanent settlement. The road is really the only feature passing through this part.
Are we still going past it like full speed, Chris?
Yeah. It's in carriage entertainment. On your left, here's a shrine. Look at it as we go past.
Could we just slow down a little bit? Quite curious. And sort of as we I don't want to stop, but as we drive by, I want to see if I can investigate, see if there's any notable or recognizable writing or anything on this shrine.
I suppose we could have a quick pause if we are no longer with the rest of our caravan.
Oh, we can stretch our legs.
Oh yeah, stretching our legs. That's a great idea.
Okay, so Epicos, you bring the wagon to a halt a little bit past the shrine, giving everybody the chance to disembark for a moment. So, Zwan, you make your way over to the shrine. I want you to roll me an investigation, please.
Oh, my first roll.
Ooh.
No, I see. That's how it works. Oh. Unnatural 20.
So, you reach down and brush away some of the kind of smoke which is gathered from burning incense. And it reveals it's kind of set into the stone housing of this small shrine, but a kind of a scene of, well, it's a very familiar scene. You'll obviously, as a citizen of a realm, be very aware of what the sect of the worm has for their religious symbols. It's almost like, I suppose a good way to describe it would be almost like an Ouroboros, but instead of the one snake eating its tail, it's 5 dragons entwined amongst each other, going in a circle. Each one's head at kind of almost like a pentagram point. Very common kind of symbology for the sect of the worm. However, that's not really what catches your attention here. You notice that this decoration is actually made of plaster rather than the stone of the main body of the shrine, and you think you can see the edge where this has kind of been, tried to be smoothed out. You suspect this might not have been the original sign here.
As curious as I am, I don't want to deface a shrine.
Is there any significance to plaster as a material being used in the shrine?
Only that it's clearly been applied after the main shrine was constructed, clearly as a an additional feature, something they could use to slap over whatever was there before.
Interesting.
Yes, not the original purpose, but is it our place to remove and see what was underneath?
I think that might be a bad idea. I don't know much about magic, but I don't like to mess with it.
Does it
It's
look like
unwise to mess with the work of the god.
does it look like removing it might damage it?
Well, to remove it, yes, would probably risk cracking the plaster.
Okay.
Does the craftsmanship of the actual sigil look like polished, or does it look fairly like hand hewn?
Well, it looks like it's been done with a reasonable degree of craftsmanship, but it's not extravagant by any means. It's you can tell what it is, definitely.
What I'm meaning to say is, does it look like it was maybe like formed in situ, or does it look like it's maybe been formed in a mold and then placed on, like that kind of approach?
Right, yes, this looks like it's been done in situ.
Okay.
Can I lightly hover my hand over or touch the ash? See if it is still warm and very fresh, or whether it's just recent.
So you touch the ash pile and it's cold to your touch.
Good.
Okay.
We can look if you like, but I'm not messing with this personally. And
I think
I'd go back to the cart.
Yeah, I think we should move on. You can see, let's say my character looks quite, that she doesn't like, you can clearly see she doesn't like anything to do with magic. So she just moves away from it.
Before I get back in the cart, can I check around the back of the shrine to see if there's any indication of what it was?
Sure, you go around it and you can see that this is much more rough at the back. You can see the kind of the tool marks of where the stone was cut from, whichever quarry it came from originally. It's been, touched up perhaps a little, but nowhere near the same degree. as the front.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get back in the cart as well. Hey, you need a drink or anything, Epcot?
I would not turn down a drink.
You want some whiskey or water?
I will take whatever the sailor is not drinking.
Oh, water then. I bring you a flask. I'm guessing we have those. Well, I think I have a flask of water actually. Yeah. Yeah, I give you some of my water.
Thank you.
Do you let us know if you get tired, and we can always stop because you are doing all the work.
This is nothing.
Okay.
It is just a way of training the body.
Do we have like what time of day is it roughly? Yeah.
So by now you're kind of getting into late afternoon.
Okay. I've like pretty much nearly finished my like clay sculpting, and then I'll just like stow the almost finished product into my satchel, along with my spellbook.
What is that? What are you doing with all that?
Oh, just some things I've learned.
You
Are you interested?
yeah, seeing as I'll be traveling you with you for the next 5 days.
All right, okay. Well, he'll take the clay sort of shape back out and show it to you, and it's quite an intricate sort of carving of what appears to be an owl with its wings wrapped around its body, quite tightly. Quite a small owl as well.
And you seem like you do magic, I'm guessing, because that's what you got into trouble with and everything. Do you use these things to, I don't know, do they grow bigger? Do they, I don't
Close your eyes.
Okay.
So
Close your eyes.
he'll quickly whisper a couple of words, rub the palms of his hands together, and like place them around the clay sculpture. And then you feel something move in your hands.
She like jumps back, looks at her hand.
There's a little owl in your hands, and it's unfolding its wings.
Is this real? Is this gonna? Do I have to take care of this now? I'm not ready to be a mother.
Well, no. It's real in the sense of, I mean, it doesn't have a soul as such, really. It's a creation. It's my familiar. It can take a number of different forms, but it's depending on what I carve it into, really.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna hand it back because I've broken many things. So, please do take it off.
They won't hurt you. It sort of.
No.
It has a mind of its own, but it sort of mostly does what I ask it to.
Oh.
And it sort of just like hops onto the side of the cart and just sort of sits looking around at everyone.
It's so cute.
Do you want to give it a name?
Why is that? Oh no, responsibility of naming. Lynn.
Lynn?
Lynn it is.
Very well. Well, Lynn, why don't you take a look around for us and see if there's anything interesting around. And the owl will just flutter off into the sky.
Cool.
Sort of lose sight of it here and there as it flaps into the occasional tree here and there, and then back up into the sky again.
Oh. That's
It's useful. It can speak to me. Well, speak isn't really the right kind of word. We sort of share a connection. Really?
communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can sometimes see what the creature's seeing, sometimes hear what it's hearing. Sort of a connection there. Mostly I just used to use it to spy on people back at the school. We used to get...
Is that what did you use Lynn to get in trouble?
Lynn may have been involved in one form or another.
Poor Lynn.
Well, as I said, comes in handy.
Yeah, I can see. Cool. Yeah, I my character will now just like constantly look for Lynn every now and then. Now that she knows that Lynn is there, she likes animals. Are we moving? Or are we?
Trying to see if I can add that to add a familiar to my character sheet or something, but I think it just exists as.
I believe you would have to create like another character sheet, so Crispy could make that for you.
It's just I've got like the
Al,
stats.
if you go
of an
to
owl.
Actors Directory, I've added Lynn in as an owl there, which you've got ownership of.
For you off.
So
Excellent.
you should be able to place and move that token.
That's so cool.
Very cool.
Obviously, as and when that takes a different form, we can add alternate ones in there.
Yeah.
But it's in the compendiums, and I should be able to import it, no problems.
Very cool. Very cool. Can I? Sorry, I'm just like looking through its stats and stuff.
Are we on the road again?
If everybody's done here, then get set off.
Cool.
Mhm. As interested as I am, I'm not fucking around with the shrine. Bad juju.
Especially trying to take away the plaster, I just no, bad idea.
Okay, cool. So you guys embark again into your previously held positions in the wagon, and Epicos begins.
I'm going to try and sit as far away from Whitey as possible, so I don't have to deal with his feet again.
Sure. So you make your way into one of the corners.
Yeah.
The remainder of the journey passes quite quickly, Epicos keeping up a good pace, and it's not too long before sunset when you arrive at the outskirts of a village. And if I've done this right, I should be able to pull you over.
Ooh, the music.
That's very loud. Let's turn that down. So, as you enter, you can see that this is a very traditional rural village, the size of which you probably estimate to be maybe about 80 houses. So it's large enough to have a tavern, kind of a coaching inn for visitors to stay. As you move in, though, you notice that the kind of a main feature of this village, or the kind of the largest building by far, is a sawmill set alongside a mill pond, which is fed by a small stream. Clearly, this is going to be where the timber that Hang Tao's after can be found. But as you make your way into the village, you kind of get a few nods and a few waves from some of the locals as they go about their business.
I'm going to take us over towards the mill. See if, as we're shipping stuff for them, we can leave the wagon here.
Yeah, probably best to sort that out as well before we head off investigating.
Okay, cool. So, Epicos, you make your way over towards the timber mill, and you can kind of hear, there's a large sound coming from the building. Clearly, the saw is working, even at this late hour. As you kind of come into the yard, though, you can see there are a couple of other wagons parked up, some with kind of felled trees in them, others with planks. So you find a good place, and you kind of back the wagon into that, letting everybody dismount.
Sorry.
And then unhitch myself.
Sure. So as you unhitch yourself, Ian, for you're the last out, but a kind of a halfling kind of walks out of the timber mill and kind of makes his way over to you. What's this? We're not expecting any more deliveries today.
Hello there. Are you Master Lao Dong?
Yes, that's me. He kind of looks up. Obviously, the height difference between you two is pretty colossal. And what business might you have with me?
Excellent. We are here on business within the village, but we are doing a favor for a merchant by the name of Master Hang Tao that you may be aware of.
Ah, yes, I know Hang Tao.
Yes, we will be
He's,
staying in the village for a couple of days, but on our return, we have been tasked with bringing a shipment of lumber for him. We have the wagon here. Is it okay if I leave the wagon here while we are conducting our business within the village? I assure you it will be no bother. We'll put it in the corner where it is out of the way.
Right, yes, you can leave it there, but did Hang Tao send you with the funds for this shipment? We will need payment for it.
I have a letter for you, and I'll hand over the letter that I was given.
So he takes the letter from your outstretched hand. He kind of flips it open and takes a moment to read it. It's after a moment he, nods with satisfaction. Ah, yes, that's definitely his signature. Okay, that's fine. Do you want to leave the wagon there? My men will load it up tomorrow for you.
Great, thank you very much.
So, in the meantime, I'd recommend that you guys go and find yourselves a room at the inn. Probably won't be too busy at this time, and I imagine, he looks to the setting sun, I imagine they've got their quite famous potage on the go. It's worth, even for inn food, that's pretty good fare.
Thank you for the recommendation.
Oh no.
He nods. Come with me. I'm actually heading there myself, so I'll show you the way. He makes his way kind of out of the yard and kind of beckons for you to follow. So, what news of the wider world?
I do not know. I am afraid I am fairly sheltered.
Well, that makes two of us. But between you and me, I quite like it that way. We've got our own little corner of the world here. It seems to be doing all right for us, and we're happy with the way it is. Why fix things when they don't need fixing?
I heard along the way, we were traveling with a caravan. I heard along the way there was maybe talk of bandits in the area. Is this anything you know about?
He kind of looks up at you. But bandits, these parts? No, we don't have anything like that. It's too exciting for a little place like this.
Good. I would hope that there would be nothing dangerous like that in nearby a distinguished gentleman like yourself.
No bandits here. I can assure you of that.
Does it seem like he's protesting our touch too much?
Can I do an insight check on him?
Okay. Do you want to roll me an insight, please?
I know this won't go well because my wisdom is shit, but I'm trying. Oh!
My wisdom is shit, she says, not having a negative modifier.
Oh, yeah, no. I don't have any negative on any of mine.
Yeah, we're kind of forgetting that Zara just, fucking rolled a wonder child of a character. Okay, so Lee May, you know enough about shifty people to know when people are being shifty. It seems that Laodong is not a shifty person, but he is attempting to be shifty, and he's not doing it very well.
Do I get the sense that he's lying in a way?
You get the sense that he's perhaps, trying to throw you off the scent, perhaps.
Okay. I just kind of nudge, because I don't think I'm in his line of sight. I don't think. Am I?
No, so he's walking up ahead, making conversation with Epicos.
I'm gonna kind of. I'm assuming I'm walking next to Yinfu because I've been with her for like a lot of the time. I'm gonna kind of nudge her and just kind of shake my head.
I'm gonna nod because I probably also got the impression that there was something a little bit like he was like 3 sentences past being casual.
Yeah.
Okay, so he leads you, Epicos, kind of down the main street of the village, towards what appears to be quite a respectably sized inn for a place like this. As he kind of opens the door, he holds it open for you all to walk in.
Yeah.
Does this place look like it would be somewhere that accommodates someone of my stature?
I'm going to be blunt with you, Chris. Not many places in the realm are going to accommodate Centaur. They're not a common species at all. They've got, a stable at the back, but that'd probably be about it.
I will meet you all again by a window.
Like, can he at least fit in the building?
Why do I feel that this is going to be the, this campaign's equivalent of like Titus having to carry his own personal chair everywhere? only have window seats.
Just
from
carries
here
a
on out.
personal window around with him.
Maybe
I think Wide Eye has a hammer, so can do some dynamic home renovations.
at some point I'll be able to learn reduce, and then I can turn you into a pony whenever you want to go inside.
Oh my god.
I won't lie, I think I did look at reduce.
Okay, so he holds the door open for you and kind of makes sure that you guys all head in and get yourselves nice and comfortable at a table.
A window table.
A window table, of course, yes. And then he kind of beckons to the barkeep. He kind of raises his hand, which obviously doesn't really get him noticed above the rest of the patrons at the bar, because obviously him raising his hands kind of brings it to maybe everybody else's shoulder. But eventually he gets the barkeep's attention. He orders a round of drinks and brings those back across to you. And here you go, my guests. Have a sip of that. That should hopefully take away some of the troubles of your travel.
Mm.
Thank you.
Cheers. But before he can actually clean glasses of anything else, I just drink it.
Okay, cool. So, holding nothing back, Zwan next his pint with enthusiasm.
I actually don't touch mine because I feel a bit off about someone buying me a drink.
Okay, well, you sit there, Lima. Your tankard of quite clear, crisp, golden ale sat bubbling away. You notice
This is delicious.
there's no detritus in this one, which is obviously a step up from the red Kirill. But
Also, since Wide Eye no longer drinks, hasn't done for a very long time, after seeing how much you drank previously, he will just slowly move it in front of you and be like, "Here, you can have mine."
What? 2? But why are people being nice to me today? What's going on?
Oh, you're being serious.
People aren't normally nice.
God, no. Have you seen me?
That I can imagine.
Thanks, White. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Are you not a nice person?
I'm lovely. It's just that some people don't agree with me.
Be all this drinking,
Well, here to that, and I take a gulp of one of the tankards.
and what a gulp it is! It's incredibly refreshing.
Okay. Alright, that's fine then. I keep drinking it.
Okay, so as you do that, the halfling kind of sits next to you and starts sipping away at his own pint. Now, I must say we're very fortunate that the brewery in this village is honestly one of the best around. But we have a lovely clean stream. I'm sure you noticed that. It powers the mill, but the quality is incredibly fresh. Makes for good beer, I'm told. The hops around here also are quite renowned. You'll find them in markets, actually. If I'm sure you've been to Tongguan. Have you come from that way? Did you say? Sorry, I can't remember.
We did come from Tongguan, yes. I don't think any of us mentioned it. But maybe you'll know that's where Hung Dao is from.
Yes, of course. Yes, he's a business partner of mine. We've done a shipment a few times. He's been a good patron lately. He takes a deep drink of his beer. And you had some other business. What was it you were here for?
We're just here to visit. We wanted to help out a friend, and yeah.
We had some more goods to drop off en route.
Yeah. I kind of stare at Epikos to say, "Don't you dare."
Cost roll me an insight.
Oh, yeah! That's not bad for a -1.
Oh my god, that's alright.
You catch Li Mei giving you a, very potent glance, and you kind of get the message that clearly something is perhaps afoot here, but you're not entirely sure what, so you decide to keep your mouth closed, or at least not say anything that might risk offending the halfling.
Yeah, we are here for exactly what they said. Delivering more goods.
What was the name of Hong Tao's partner that he said for us to meet?
And that's this guy.
Shit, sorry.
Bao Dong.
I completely missed that.
Yeah, it's him. It's just a bit.
What did we...
Hong
Okay,
Tao
never mind.
didn't tell us. Did his wagon wheel end up broken? Do you know?
Well, from what I can tell, it was just a stroke of bad luck. He managed to go over a stray cobble a bit too quickly, and it bucked a little bit. And between you and me, I don't think he maintained it very well, and the whole thing gave in. Suspect there's probably some rot in there. He's a cheap bastard, that one. Although he kind of catches himself. No, he's been a very good business partner. He's never cheated me, but I feel like he wouldn't part with silver unless it was very necessary.
Yes, we caught the tail end of a battle with the insurance company.
Yes, that sounds like Hanger, right? Definitely.
Did he was he coming this way when he lost his wheel?
No, he'd already set off
Very
from.
Jim.
He sent me a letter actually saying that he may be delayed and our shipments should be set aside until he could return. So I suspect he'd already made it back to the city by then.
So you've been doing business together for a while?
Oh yes, we've done business for a good few years. Not all the time. He has fingers in other pies, I'm led to believe, but we do regularly ship timber with him.
A good business, a good market, timber, I suppose. Everyone needs it.
Yes, but at the minute, definitely, we've found ourselves with a lot of orders coming in. Well, lots of them heading east. I believe the Imperial shipyards are particularly busy at the moment, what with the fleet of fog appearing.
With the what's appearing, sorry?
What's this? City folk, and you don't know the rumours. More of us villagers do. Well, I suppose we are in the timber industry. He leans forward, almost conspiratorially. Well, a few years back, a series of strange ships were sighted off the coast. Eventually, a few made landfall in ports, and, well, from what I've been told, they had a real interest in goods from the realm. They'd buy pretty much any old nonsense you could get over to the ports. As such, we've seen a boom in the shipping industry as people have been trying to cash in on this. As a lot of their ships are quite deep, too deep for our harbours. So a lot of the trade actually happens out at sea.
Yeah, it does.
You know of them? Well, look at Lee.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, naturally,
No,
the
Lee.
Tim Master. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No, I just know that a lot of trade has been happening lately on the sea. That's all.
Yeah, Lee, you would have definitely had an uptick in, shall we say, opportunities in recent years.
Interesting.
But yes, it's been a real boon for the village. We've been able to sell timber at quite elevated prices for quite a while now.
How long?
I'd say maybe the last 5 years.
That's
But
really good.
you know the saying, isn't it? You've got to make the hay while the sun shines.
Yeah. True.
Must be nice to see some extra money coming into the village.
He nods his head. Well, yes, we've been able to make a number of improvements. He kind of gestures towards the inn. The inn particularly has seen some benefit from increased patronage, and indeed the money made in this village usually ends up in the tavern one way or another. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's not all too much else to do.
Did you say you have your own brewery, or do you brew it here?
Well, it's a brewery in its own right, but it's owned by the tavern. It's just one building back behind it. You'll probably smell it if you stay here for too long. The scent of the malt is quite distinctive.
Crispy, is the drink I'm tasting, does it taste really, really good? Like nothing she's ever tasted, or is it just standard?
It's up there with the best of them, but it's not like, kind of life-changing beer.
Okay, I was just making sure.
But yeah, it definitely can compete with some of the bigger breweries in the more industrialized cities.
Right. Okay. I love how my investigative skills is on how good the drink tastes.
Stick with what you know, I guess.
You're suspicious of how good it is based on the normal shit that you drink.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's a small village. Like, why is it so good?
I suppose, though, maybe your perspective's been a little bit skewed by the god-awful drink you had before we set off.
This is true.
Yeah, that may have ended up predisposing you to enjoy this one a bit more.
Yeah.
So he kind of nods, a little enthusiastic to be talking about clearly an industry he knows quite well, and the boon that's befallen it. But yes, these merchants, they're quite interesting. I believe the Jade Brotherhood have taken a particular interest in them, from what I've heard. Something about their maps being a load of bollocks, apparently.
Oh.
But what do I know? That's a little beyond my scope. I'm no mage.
You seem interested in it, though.
Well, I'm just hoping it continues. If it does, and this income flow stays the same, we'll be a small town before you know it.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And
Is everyone happy with the expansion of a village? I know upheaval like this isn't always to everybody's taste.
well, we have the old salts who gripe and moan, but they gripe and moan about a lot of things. We've already taken in quite a few migratory workers. I mean, the forests always need lumberjacks, and sawmill, we're running that 24 hours a day these days, so that's an additional shift of workers.
You don't see any trouble being isolated out here?
Well, I mean, we're behind the fortress wall, so we have no trouble from the Southlanders.
I gently kick Elias underneath the table.
Do you hit Elias or do you hit someone else?
I don't know.
Roll me an attack roll, please, unarmed strike.
Oh no, that's so good. Where's? How do I actually do that?
Okay, so I'm not
Oh yeah,
sure
you have to
what you're
enable
actually
combat in order to.
Ah,
Would it not just be a
alright,
strength?
okay. Okay, just let's work out what it would be, then just roll a d20 and then we'll add the modifier to it. So, because you've got Haven Brawl, don't you?
I do.
Although it's unarmed rather than
Ah,
improvised, I
makes
suppose.
Let me just.
How
roll.
improvised as a fuck.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You strike with precision, getting Elias right on his shin.
Ow. So leans over and starts rubbing his shin very not subtly. Women.
Can I aim to kick him in the shin as well?
Can you reach?
Probably not.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Poor
your
fucking
your
leg.
legs sort of go the other way, don't they?
Yeah.
If you turn around, you could kick me backwards pretty well.
That I think would be a little bit less subtle.
Yeah. Well, so it's a lovely town, anyway.
I'm glad you like it, but if you'll excuse me, I have a few things to see. A shift change will be coming up soon. I need to make sure that they know what to do on the coming shift. I'll make sure that the timber is set aside for our friend Tang Hao. Oh,
Thank
sorry,
you for the
Hang Tao.
hospitality as well.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Make the most of your stay. I know some of the swill they have in taverns in Tongguan leaves a lot to be desired.
We'll probably see you around, and then probably come say hello if you don't mind.
Yes,
Okay,
no problem. Pop in whenever you're ready tomorrow. As I say, the night shift should probably have the timber loaded by the morning.
Thank you.
Okay, so with that, he kind of steps back from his chair. He kind of gives you a brief bow, and then he makes his way down towards the exit back along to the timber mill.
Okay, so once he's out of earshot, aside from this guy being really shifty, why are we not making it known that we're here on Fuwu?
Because if they know, trust me, if they know that we're investigating them like a few magistrates would, we'd have no one talking to us.
Right.
Like, at all.
But there's
I think
supposed to be bandits and things hanging around stealing.
I don't
But
think
also, why did he say there was no bandits?
exactly. That's why I'm thinking, wow, the village is booming with profit. I'm
And
guessing.
also, there must be a decent chunk of upheaval given that the Magister has taken interest. It's not just a small incident, you have to assume.
So what are we smuggling in this timber anyway? Are we thinking drugs, illegal magical artifacts, and something like that?
Wait, we're smuggling? When did we start smuggling?
Well, you heard him.
It sounds like we're smuggling.
There's a booming timber business with the East shipyards ordering timber, and yet for some reason we're shipping timber back up to Tongguan. Doesn't
Oh.
quite add up.
Plus, he allowed us to leave without payment, just a piece of paper from Hong. So,
I mean, come on, this is as shady gets.
Oh my god. Are we going to end up with another Fuwu situation after this?
I think we should investigate that brewery as well. I don't like that this tastes too good.
Well, okay.
How do growing conditions around here look?
Actually,
Does it look like the kind of place you could...
sorry, before we go too far, did Mao leave the pub? Was that his name, Mao?
Lao.
Sorry.
Lao Dong.
Lao Yao, Lao, wow. How
Yeah.
now? Brown
Crispy,
cow.
he left, didn't he?
Crispy?
Have I been muted? Yes, it's Liao. He's gone now. He's back up.
Okay,
to
so so Lynn is perched on the roof, looking around. Is there anything going on?
So you kind of watch through Lynn's eyes, and you see Liao make his way back, and he does in fact enter the timber mill.
Well,
Aside from that, the village kind of carries on about its industries.
so to the rest of you, you suddenly are very fucking creeped out by the fact that Elias's eyes just roll into the back of his head for a couple of seconds and then roll back out again. Yep, he's gone to the timber mill.
Are you okay?
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I think, it's just... I was checking on Lynn, that's all.
In the back of your skull?
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, next time I'll remember to close my eyes.
I mean, that
At
would be
least we didn't-
preferable.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to really freak out mum and dad when I first learned to do that one.
I can't imagine why.
Yeah.
Well,
So, our first point of investigation? What's everyone thinking?
well, all of these outside new workers in various places could be somewhere to look. Perhaps at the lumber mill itself.
There's also... How far away was that shrine back from the village?
Couple of hours by wagon.
But the shrine is a sign of someone stopping. Could be that there's camp nearby there.
What, you think that some of the workers are staying nearby there?
If it's the workers, if it's other problems, it would
Well, the
probably be in
thing-
that vicinity.
We could ask around if there have been any trouble recently, but we don't want to draw too much attention to ourselves.
There's a bartender, I suppose. They might be a good person to ask. If we're taking goods, it's not an unreasonable concern.
Yeah. Right then. Round of drinks, everybody.
Yeah.
I say it really loudly as if to get the attention of the tavern.
Oh,
Pub.
how strong is this stuff? Like, how pissed am I feeling after one pint?
It's it's kind of typical of medieval beer in the sense that a lot of people tend to drink this.
Yeah, it's
rather
meant to
than
be
water.
drank all day long, kind of thing.
So you're looking at probably about 2% tops.
Okay, that's all right. Sure. Another drink.
Why die?
Maybe
nothing
cordial
really.
if they have it.
Yeah, something. Do you like fruity? Get you something fruity, non-alcoholic.
Well, I mean, if they've got pina coladas,
Sorry, what?
yeah, why down this bit?
Let the bearded giant enjoy his fruity tooty yum yum drink.
But yeah, it's yes, whatever you would recommend.
Cool. I'll see what I can do. So I stand up and I go and I quickly turn to Yunfu and just bend down to whisper in her ear and say, I might cause a bit of a scene. We'll see how it goes. And then go over
to look at you with some alarm.
and then go over to the bartender. And my walk suddenly changes as if I'm pretending to be drunk. But maybe not. But you guys know I'm not drunk, but I am drunkedly.
You are
walking
acting
over.
like you're drunk.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know this one. It's mumming. I don't yell that.
So
I do not yell that.
I slam my hand down on the bar and say, Alright, drinks, please. Barkeep. Lovely man. Woman. Whatever you are.
the heavy-set, bearded barkeep looks at you briefly, shrugs, and gets 5 tankards off the wall. These ones he doesn't dip into a barrel. These ones he actually pours from a series of kind of large jugs. Clearly a bit fresher. That'll be 1 silver, please.
Nice, I can do that. Also, fruity drink that can please that guy over there. And I point to Wide-Eye. Non-alcoholic.
He kind of looks past you, pointing, obviously towards Wide-Eye. What, you mean the person sitting on the other side of that brick shit house over there?
No,
Is it me? Am I sat on the other side of him?
no, the Brit shit house. Yeah, that him. He wants the fruity drink.
He kind of raises his eyebrows a little bit, shrugs again. All right, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, this is good. Have you, as he's making, I'll be like, have you got? Oh, I can't remember. Tell me about the village, because we've never been here before. You see, we've always We like travelling, us lot. We like doing it. So tell me all about it.
He looks at you a little bit. Well, I mean, there's not really much more than what's on the face of it. Do most of our business in the timber trade. Bar serves the workers there. We had a bit of luck lately. Prices have been good, and the cash has been flowing.
Oh, brilliant.
It's drawn in a few lads who want some work, but it's not uncommon. Hard to find jobs, I'm told, these days in the city.
It is, yeah. It's nice that we get to travel, otherwise I wouldn't have a job, so it's great. You're really nice to talk to. Can we, No, let's not get another round of drinks. I haven't drunk this yet. I'm gonna take these back and then come back for the fruity one. One sec. I go.
He nods.
I take them over, drop them down.
As you go to turn around to get the other one, you see it floating invisibly in front of you.
You're right, Lynn. And I just go. I'm guessing that's Lynn. Hopefully,
No,
I'm not
I've just threw it into the public chat. It's Mage Hand. I've used Mage Hand to.
She thinks it's Lynn. She does. She can't tell the difference.
But she thinks that the owl is now turned into a tankard.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't. Oh, sorry. It's invisible as well. You don't actually see the hand.
Oh.
So it's as though the tankard is just floating.
She'll probably still think it's Lynn because it's something magical that's happening. It's floating in midair, so she's like, "Wow." Anyway, she goes back to the bar and goes to grab the drinks and goes, what about the timber? So you said something about timber. Yeah, the small guy, that led us in, the halfling. He said something about the timber as well. I didn't know timber was so, vibrant. He says, don't really understand it. Is it really good wood? Is it oak? I don't know.
He looks at you a little bit. You can tell that he doesn't enjoy talking to you nearly as much as you clearly enjoy talking to him. He shrugs. Well, we've still got some remnants of the great forests here. Obviously, nowhere near as much as south of the wall, but obviously a bit safer to harvest. It's good stuff. Good hard timber. Able to make good hulls. A lot of use in shipyards, but we also do sell to a lot of other ventures. Obviously, good timber has a lot of uses. I'm told that the furniture trade in Tongguan has quite a few workshops that use our products.
Oh, nice. And you say it's safer? You said it was safer. Why did you say it was safer?
Have you been kicked in the head recently? Honestly, why is the realm safer? Because of bloody fucking savages out there.
Oh, I thought you meant in the wall. Oh. I mean, there's still fights that go on in the wall, to be fair. It's not always safe, trust me, I know.
Hearing him shouting about savages, Epicos will kind of wave over at the bar.
Oh my god.
Kind of wave through the window a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh god.
He shakes his head. Well, there aren't any here. At least, no one starts it if they know what's good for them.
Right, okay. Well, I promise not to start any tavern brawls then. Thank you for your time. And I go back over to everyone.
All right.
Well, either there are no bandits shit happening, or people are all keeping very close themselves. Maybe they're all in it together. What do you guys think?
Certainly stands to reason. If the village is doing well collectively, they would maybe want to protect it collectively.
So maybe it isn't bandits then. Maybe it's the trade that's causing this disruption.
Or maybe they're just greedy.
Or maybe that.
Okay, so by this point, the area is starting to get a bit quieter. The sun is now well and truly set, and people are starting to make their way home.
Where are we going to stay tonight, guys?
Here?
Here?
Yeah.
Saddle camp, I think.
Don't we have?
How much for a room? Or a couple of rooms?
Well, I've got a large room, which a few bunks, which should sleep all of you, except him. He gestures towards Epicos. That one will set you back 6 silver.
Hmm.
If I am able to borrow a blanket, I see there is a stable attached. I could sleep outside. I have slept in worse places.
I'll stay with you. I don't want you on your own. Especially if there is any bandit stuff going on.
Well, if the price is a bit of an issue, I can do you a slightly, shall we say, less comfortable lodgings. I can probably knock that down to about 8 copper.
Yeah.
Either
Alright.
way, I'll stay with Epicos.
Okay, so Infu, the barkeep kind of leads you back to kind of a room which isn't upstairs where the rest of the guest rooms are. Instead, he opens it out and it appears to be a storeroom. Inside, against one wall, you can see quite a few barrels stacked up pretty high. The rest of the floor is kind of just compacted earth, really. I'll get you some hay to sleep on. You're fairly certain you saw a rat or two scurrying away.
Nice.
It's just whispers to himself. Snacks for Lynn. I don't know if you got that. But snacks for Lynn.
So, yes, not the most prestigious of lodgings, but significantly cheaper than the proper rooms.
And mind you, it's probably too quiet now for that to be worthwhile. We'll leave it. Carry on.
Meanwhile, Epicos, you kind of have a glance at the stables. It looks like there'll be space for you, and there's a decent supply of hay if a blanket isn't forthcoming.
Oh, I make myself comfy.
Do you sleep standing up?
No?
Oh, okay.
Do you?
Elias doesn't know a lot about horses.
Also sleep lying down. And I'm going to send you the video of that's the only reason I know that. Give me 1 second, I've got to find it.
Although they can nap standing up. I have Googled it.
They can?
Yeah. The way their tendons and ligaments work, they can lock their legs, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh. Lennon, so many.
Yeah, because cows do a similar thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sit down when it's about to rain.
Oh yeah.
Well, there you go. Every day's a school day.
Yes. Are we?
But the barkeep
Something.
returns with an armful of hay, enough to make a couple of rudimentary bedding, just to insulate you a little from the floor.
Thank you.
What?
Watch the video.
Oh no!
It's just a pickup. And meanwhile, in the stable.
So for the record, to whoever's listening to this in 10 years' time, we're watching a video of a horse fart for 30 seconds while lying down.
Okay, moving swiftly on. So, Elias, you obviously bunking in the storeroom with the rest of them, and obviously with Lynn able to maybe catch a few of those rats.
I think everyone's stunned by the horse video.
Uh,
Well, if we think there is some nefarious activity, usually makes sense it happens at night, right?
Yeah, Lynn can keep an eye out over a few things once it gets dark. If there's someone wandering around, I should be able to take a look.
Okay, cool. So you leave Lynn out there for the time being. All right. So the rest of you get settled in for what's probably going to be a uncomfortable night. But you do manage to drift off. However, Elias, you are woken in the middle of the night. Lynn has seen something. So, looking through her eyes, you can see that she has spotted Lao Dong leaving the timber yard. And he's kind of making his way back along the main road out of the village.
Whoever's lying nearby, I'll start nudging people. Because while I'm looking through Lynn's eyes, I can't see anything through my own eyes. So, Lau's leaving the village.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Should we
so
follow
it's-
Yeah.
Well, Lynn can't travel too far away from me, so we'll have to actually physically follow.
Okay. Everybody
I'll go wake
suit
up
up.
the cops.
Okay. I'll never say that again.
Okay, so Epcos, Lime, you're shaken awake by Yinfu, who kind of relays what Elias just told her.
All right. Time to suit up. Let's go. I'm
We
very
go.
tired and hungover a little bit, but let's go.
Are you at that sweet spot where you're both still love a drink and also hungover?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so as you guys move, you kind of guide Elias, who obviously isn't seeing through his own eyes at this point, rather seeing through Lynn's. But he kind of keeps relaying what she's seeing, and you obviously kind of make sure he doesn't bump into anything as you guys move along the road, kind of after Lao Dong. But after about a 10-minute walk, he stops and kind of leans against a tree.
He stopped.
Yeah, he's kind of stopped for a moment. You see him.
That's everyone else.
You see him kind of reach into his jacket and kind of pull out a smoking pipe, which he proceeds to fill with something and ignite. You notice he's got a kind of a little stone implement which he claps against the top of a pipe, and a source of flame lights for contents quite handily.
He's stopped for a smoke break,
Okay.
and I'll sort of have Lynn sort of scout around and see if there's anyone coming back down the other sort of direction, maybe towards a meeting place or something.
Sure. So you have Lynn scout the road ahead for a while, but you don't see anybody kind of coming down the road. As Lynn circles back, though, you notice that there's a second figure now leaning against the tree. This one much taller than Lao Dong, and you can see that he's kind of got a large cloak with his hood obscuring his face. Lynn is a little bit too high to overhear anything that they're saying.
I'll have to have a try and stealthily approach into a tree, maybe.
Sure, okay, so you kind of bring her in a little bit and perch on a branch. The two figures pay no real attention to it. Obviously, an owl in the woods at night is not a rare occurrence. But as she gets there, you just kind of start to hear snippets of conversation until she gets a bit close to hear it all. No, don't worry, it won't be a problem. Yeah, you're right, it won't be a problem. Do you know why? Because if it is a problem, I'm going to make it your problem. They don't suspect a thing. Look, I've told them there are no bandits here. They're not going to go looking for that. They're just here to do their community service. They'll have fucked off in no time. He
knows who we are.
He
Never been
speaks.
sent here for food.
He speaks kind of quite hurriedly in quite a determined way, but the figure doesn't really seem to be buying it. Okay, well, let me make this blunt. If those cause problems and they start getting in the way of your payments, well, it's a nice inn. It'd be a shame if something was to happen to it. You kind of watch through Lynn's eyes as he sticks a hand out. Anyway, this week's. Begrudgingly, Lao Dong pulls a quite heavy-looking coin purse out from his jacket and places it in the man's hand. He opens it and starts to count the contents. Hold on, you're short. Ah, no pun intended. Look, I can explain. We've had to pay a few bribes recently. The officials in Tongguan are starting to ask too many questions. Oh, well, why should that come out of my share of the profit? That sounds like a you problem. Quite a lot of you problems, it seems, lately. Perhaps I need to make a few changes in management. His hand goes down to the hilt of a weapon at his side. No, it's okay. He reaches into his jacket and pulls out, a few more coins. Look, I'll make up the shortfall out of my own personal account. A gesture of goodwill. The figure nods. Good. I'd like to see that we can come to agreements every now and again. But remember, no trouble. Got a good thing going here. I don't want you to ruin it for me. And, well, you've got a nice village there, and I wouldn't want to ruin that for you either. The figure then turns and starts to make his way back into the tree line.
Do you want to send Lynn to? Shall we follow?
Well, what? Okay, so what direction is he heading in?
He's heading east at this point.
Okay. Well, I suppose we could try and follow.
Yeah, we've got to make sure that the other guy doesn't see us. So
Well, if he gets too far, then I won't be able to see where he goes.
yeah, we should. We'll go. Should we go?
From where we're at, we could try following parallel to him, just go straight off road.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he said this week's. So if we don't follow him now, we might not be back for a week.
Yeah, true. I don't know if we can persuade Lau to tell us all.
No.
Sounds like he's been threatened pretty
Yeah.
severely. I don't think he's going to tell us anything.
He
And
might
they
not even
obviously
know where these guys' base is.
Yeah, and they know a lot about us already that we haven't told them, which is concerning.
Someone's sent word, probably.
We also don't want to be thrashing around here in the daytime when they're expecting us.
Yeah, we need to follow him.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys start making your way off the main road, obviously to help avoid Lao Dong as he makes his way back to the village. You have to maintain a pretty decent pace, though, as the figure is moving quite quickly, and obviously Lynn needs to be able to both keep up with him and also stay within reach of Elias's telepathy.
I think it's 120 feet.
So you guys have to move reasonably quickly. However, you're far enough away, and it's dark out, but you're not immediately at risk of detection at this point.
Okay.
But as you follow him for the next quarter of an hour or so, he makes a few turns, occasionally going back on himself, clearly in an attempt to maybe confuse anyone who might be following his tracks. But he then changes direction, heading north. You follow him again and kind of keep your pace equal to his. And eventually he enters a clearing where you can see that a wooden palisade has been erected around a camp of sorts. Lynn, obviously getting a bird's eye view, can see that there's a number of small shacks been constructed out of kind of locally felled timber, and a campfire has been lit in the middle with a couple of figures sat around it, a few of them playing cards, others drinking away.
So this is their base then.
Yeah. I'll try and sort of make a targeted sort of search for any hidden sentries and things, maybe.
So you take a look and have a little scout around. It is quite a sizable camp. It does look like these guys have been set up here for a while. You notice there is actually a watchtower in place towards one side to offer a view of anybody approaching from the west. The east is kind of set against a small cliff with a slight overhang just to kind of shield them from that direction. But yes, it's looking like this encampment's probably been here for a while.
Okay. So it'll probably be something of a difficult approach. They're shielded to the east, and they've got a lookout to the west. Not that we need to, really. I mean, we've identified that the bandits are there. We can leave and report back. I think we're all good.
That's all. Yeah, that's all we needed to do, didn't we? Let's just find out where they are.
How
Hmm.
many bandits can you see?
Also, any ideas for any more identifying feature for the person who had the meeting? They seemed important.
Okay.
So,
I'll take Lynn in for a little bit of a closer look if I can.
so Elias, as the group kind of comes to a stop, just at the clearing's edge, you kind of fly Lynn directly overhead. You can see a group of three bandits kind of playing cards around a campfire. The kind of figure makes his way in and sets himself down on a little stool. He takes the coin purse from his pocket and sets it down with a thud on a large chest. Ha! It's been a good week again, lads. You've managed to squeeze a little extra from that halfling. He spills it out, and you catch a distinct glimmer of gold in the firelight. Looks like we'll be living like princes before too long if this trade keeps up. Few of them, kind of stretch their hands out. And when do we get our share? As always, once I've counted it and I've worked out the payroll for the company. Come on, when have I ever stiffed you like that? The bandit kind of grumbles a little bit in protest, but doesn't question that anymore. By now, the robed figure has kind of sat and made himself comfortable, and he's lowered his hood. You see, he's got quite a distinctive face. His left eye is kind of scarred over. It looks like he still has the use of the eye, but there's definitely a telltale cut there, presumably from being in his chosen trade for so long. Anyway, deal me in. What stakes we playing? And they kind of get on with playing cards.
Okay, well, they've settled playing cards. There's 4 of them around a campfire. Wait, is that right? Was it the leader plus 3? Or was it 3 total?
Yeah, so the leader plus 3.
Right. And then looking around the rest of the camp, how many?
There's a few kind of shacks and lean-to buildings.
Right, okay, so there could be more inside.
Yeah, you count, at least 7 buildings. Only small lines, but obviously you can't see what's within those.
So we could assume 1 building each, but it could be more of them than that. Plus, I'm
Is there
assuming
any
at least 1
visible
person in
in
the
the
watchtower. Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah. No, it's okay. Same thought.
Anyone in the watchtower, Crispy?
Surprisingly, there isn't.
They're not expecting anyone then, clearly.
Well, if they've been here a while, they've probably got comfortable.
Yeah.
A bit lax on the security.
Mm.
And what do we stand to gain by approaching this place?
That's a pretty fat coin purse.
We could deal with the problem here and now. I'm sure that would look good for the magistrates.
I would rather do what they asked. To gather intelligence and allow them to deal with it. Don't know how many they are.
However, there is word that there's been bribes to officials. It might be worth us trying to find out which officials have been bribed.
Could try and
I'm sure that would be in best interests.
I can try and investigate if they have a ledger lying around, ready to be taken.
It would be easy to investigate after they are all slain.
Mm.
Check
You
if
are
Lao has.
bloodthirsty.
Oh no, because it's not the bandits that have been bribing the officials. It's Lao who's been doing it. So
Yeah, they probably.
see if he has an office at the timber mill or something,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, if we can get hard evidence that they've been bribed, that's for sure. But
It may be worth us seeing what information we can get from the timber mill. And if we're unsuccessful, coming back tomorrow night to see if we can get more information from here.
good idea.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you guys, if you're going to plan to do that, make your way past, obviously, the tree line and back into the forest. Obviously, being far away to begin with, nobody kind of sees or hears you go. You make your way back towards the village, and about 25 minutes later, you're just approaching the outskirts. Now, obviously, as Lau mentioned, there is a night shift going on at the timber mill, and you can kind of see the flicker of light kind of in and around the yard, and the sound of the kind of saws working on the felled tree trunks.
Do you want to go into the mill now?
Well, I could try and get in undetected. Find an office.
Oh, are you good at that?
It might be hard to sneak an owl in that. It might be.
Easier than a horse.
It's true.
Also, she can't really turn the pages in a ledger.
No.
I may have some experience with this sort of task.
Oh yes, stealing bread, was it?
This time, yes.
Oh. I mean, I can't talk, but cool. I'm not very sneaky though. I'm only sneaky if there's a distraction going on. Like a tavern brawl, for example, that I caused.
Wait, you cause the tavern brawl, then sneak away and get up to mischief.
That is what I did, yeah.
Nice.
I'm very
Ingenious.
good at doing it.
Let's picture that cartoon style of all the dust cloud, and then lead crawls out from under the bottom of it and sneaks
Yeah.
away while everyone's fighting.
I'm thinking more Tortuga in Pirates of the Caribbean, start a fight, and just, as the whole bar just gets stuck in, she just walks out the door.
Walked out, yeah. She's got very Jack Sparrow vibes.
Okay, so, Zwan, are you going to plan to maybe case for joint, see what options you have?
Yeah. See if there's a. Is this image representative of the lumber mill, or is it just?
Yeah, that's reasonably accurate.
Yeah. So I'll see if there's
In the yard with the wagon spin on the other side.
There's maybe a way up to the roof to looking through one of those windows.
Sure. So the roof is, a reasonable way up. You could potentially stand on the railings, but that still might be a little bit of a stretch for you to jump
I
unassisted.
could give you a leg up.
I believe you may be fairly easily seen.
I could try throwing you.
Oh my god. I'll give you a leg up. But I will not be sneaking in with you because as I said, I can't be as too sneaky. But I can help you get in.
That could work. Yeah,
Cool.
let's try that.
Let's try that. So
Okay, so you guys make your way up, kind of covered by the noise of the timber mill's operations. There's no one kind of in the yard or kind of knocking about the outside, so you're able to kind of get up to the kind of the side, just underneath the roof. Lime, you kind of kneel down, and with your assistance, Yuan is able to get up to the roof with no problems.
Nice.
So as you kind of climb up, you notice there are a few kind of windows up top. You peer in one and find an empty office. It seems that although the timber mill and the saw is still going, the administrative staff have gone home for the day.
Great. Am I able to get into this window?
You tentatively push the glass to one side with your hand. It's a little stiff at first, but with a little persuasion, it manages to creak open.
Nice. I'll try and gently lower myself down.
Sure, so you kind of lower yourself in and make your way across the floorboards. Roll me a stealth, please. Yes, so you make your way almost silently across the room to a kind of large desk. You can see that there's a series of drawers built into this. It is quite a sizable desk, probably, you imagine, built with local timber, but the drawers do appear to be locked.
Is there a keyhole?
There is a keyhole.
Yeah, I'll try and pick it. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have a look at it.
So you take your toolkit out from inside your robe and kind of unrolling it, you select the best pick for the job. If you could roll me a sleight of hand, please.
Well,
Okay, so it takes you a while to get the last tumbler. It's a bit stiff, but your patience pays off, and you hear the slight thud as the mechanism releases the deadbolt. You are able to pry open the drawer.
Yep. So I'll see. I'll just like not to take too many risks and squeaks and whatever a drawer noise could be. Just sort of half prop it open and take a peek inside to see if it's obviously a book or if it's just a drawer of junk.
Sure. So there's a kind of selection of what you would probably assume is the everyday items required to run the accounts for this place. Kind of pieces of paper with kind of payroll, some bills of lading for timber shipments, that kind of thing, in amongst some quills and a few ink pots. However, the thing that draws your eye primarily is a large leather-bound ledger nestled at the bottom.
Yeah, so I'm gonna open the drawer fully and flick through a couple of pages, see if it's what we think it is.
Sure. So you have a look through, and sure enough, it does seem to be the book of accounts documenting the transactions of the timber mill.
Wonderful. Can I take it and head back out of the window which I came in?
Sure. So you make your way out, kind of sliding quickly and quietly down the tiles and landing softly on the walkway below.
You got it?
Yes, right here. I've not looked in detail, but we can do that somewhere safer.
Yes, let's go to back to the room.
Okay, so you guys make your way back to the room you have at the.
That's not going to
tavern.
work. We've got a horse.
Go to the
True.
stables.
You'd be better going to the stables. Yeah.
Go to the stables.
You go to the stables at the inn that the rest of you were staying at. And kind of huddled in the stable, you kind of open this ledger away from prying eyes. Who is going to be doing the deciphering of these accounts?
Oh god.
Not me.
Cal?
You want the big numbers?
It's going to be an investigation, I guess.
It will, yes.
I've got a +6.
Yeah, Cal?
Yeah. Yeah. That it ain't. Yeah.
It ain't me.
It ain't me either, Chief. I'm a
Definitely not
dumpy.
you. Definitely not you.
Okay.
Okay, so you take a look through this, Elias, and you very quickly realise that these accounts don't add up. Something is clearly quite wrong. From what Lau was saying, they were doing a roaring trade, but according to the official accounts, this place is barely breaking even on most months. You notice, however, that there are quite a few entries, entered in for spare parts for the, for the machinery as outgoings. However, you suspect that the machines don't break down anywhere near as often to, merit this kind of, quantity of replacements.
Is it in there once a week by any chance?
Crazy thing is, it is.
Just be like a travelling engineer that comes in once a week and fixes all the machines. And they always charge us the exact same amount.
Yeah, nothing to see here. That's just normal.
So you suspect that obviously, something is not right with this ledger at all. And you imagine that if anybody actually took a close look at this from an official perspective, they would quite quickly determine that as well.
Now,
we need
as
to
much
get
as I, we don't owe these people any favors, but if these ledgers land in the hands of Magister Fu, then the people of this village would be punished quite severely, I imagine. A lot of bribery been going on. It is evidence, sure, but there are definitely some innocent people that stand to be,
It does seem a little bit like they have been extorted from both ends.
I mean, this Lao, whatever kind of business he's in, seems legitimate. Just, he's being pressured by these bandits. So we can give the details of the bandits, but we don't necessarily have to provide everything else.
Mm.
I'm assuming there's no helpful details about who was being paid in all of this.
There's no like
The
coded
ledger
entries.
makes no reference to any names as such. It's it's hidden in what look to be standard business expenses.
I mean, we have enough information that I suppose if we confronted Lao, we could possibly talk it out of him. If we wanted to know.
He would run immediately to the bandits, and the bandits would move.
I don't know if he would. I mean, he stands to lose probably as much. The bandits might just decide to kill him and then make a run for the hills.
I would like to see him try and run faster than I.
Run
And then
down
the bandits
forest.
would burn down the rest of the village, probably, in anger.
Yeah.
That
Any
is the
kind of
problem.
police force that the magistrate decides to send would be at least several days away. I mean, the bandits could be long gone by then.
Are you suggesting we apprehend them ourselves then? We can try.
I would be in favor of that.
I know you would be, of course. But
I'm not exactly the fighting type, but I have a few tricks up my sleeves.
Do not worry, friend. I will keep you safe.
Yeah, it looks pretty capable.
yeah,
There's big man over there.
If he can kill a bear, he can kill a bandit.
He's not killed a bear
You
yet.
an army.
yeah,
He's
not
also
killed.
potentially not killed a
Someone said something
bandit yet,
about a
but this
bear.
will be a good proving ground.
The goat and the horse seem quite excited. What is happening?
We are debating whether to kill the bandit.
What's humorous is one of my features is where has it gone? Where has it gone? It's like the comprehend languages one.
Oh my
Is
god.
it? Is it a spell? Is it? The fuck is it?
I think it's a spell. There's a spell.
Okay,
you
it
can-
is a
yeah.
spell. Yeah, I'm not wasting a fucking spell slot on this.
No.
No.
It's a ritual, so you could spend 10
Give me
minutes
10 minutes
doing
and
it.
say that again.
And this one at least lasts an hour. So,
Suck on that. Continue.
Oh my god.
I mean, are you actually casting it or?
No, not yet. Anyway.
So, are you guys suggesting we kidnap the leader and take him to the authorities ourselves?
I wasn't, but I like your idea better.
Is it kidnapping or is it a citizen's arrest?
Let's go with citizen's arrest. Yeah. Yeah. I like this idea. Let's do that. If we're not wanting to. But we don't. Thing is, we don't know how big their group is, and they might still burn the village to the ground. Unless we literally get it out of the leader that there is no one else.
If we were able to apprehend the leader and take the coin, it sounds rather like they were all in it for the money. What's up, cat?
Right, so if we apprehended the leader and we gave them some of the coin, or if we killed the other, I'm sorry, I'm saying kill too much. Clearly, I've done too much of it. If we can't apprehend all of them because that'd be too much to take back. Hmm. You said there was 4 of them, but
At least.
at least.
I mean, if we go in sometime during the night while they're maybe a bit drunk, they have just been paid after all. Maybe they'll.
We could go now. We saw they were drinking. We saw they were playing games. Their guard is down.
We could.
What sort of time is it now?
So by now you're kind of getting into the, kind of witching hour, early hours, probably about 2-3 a.m.
How long did it take us to get there and? When
You
we were
reckon it'll
following?
probably be about half hour?
Oh, okay, so it's close enough that we could do it while they're half asleep.
Yeah, half asleep, getting pissed. Sorry, guys.
Okay. If that's what the rest of you want to do.
Do you agree with that, or
I'll go along with that.
Have I killed anyone before?
you probably won't be doing the killing? You'll be
Good.
aiding the killing.
I'll help how I can.
I
Right.
can assist.
You're
I can assist.
gonna
I
assist?
make no promises.
I know you're good at talking, but I don't know what else you can do, and I know you can play that. What's it called? A little thing?
Pippa.
Pippa. The Pippa. Cool. Right, let's head off then. If we're doing this, do you want a strategy going in? Where do you want to go from the... Because you said there was west, they had more... That's where the watchtower is facing? Right?
Well, that's the only real direction for it to face. There's a cliff to the east. So unless we
Fine.
want
We
to
drop
loop
off
around
the
and
cliff?
climb down, and I'm no.
Like,
Does
I mean,
anyone
go
know
out
if
back.
jump
the
off a
fall?
cliff, but only once.
Featherfall anyone? I'm joking. No.
no, it's called my shins.
Which are very soon going to be going through your chin at that rate of you.
Yep.
My god.
So, yeah. I guess there didn't appear to be anyone in the watchtower at the time, but I can always do a quick check with Lynn again before we go in.
Yeah.
It's probably a safe place for you to stay if the watchtower is deserted.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
How far into the camp was the watchtower?
Kind of pretty much set, not quite against the palisade, but maybe a couple meters back from it.
So we've still got to get into the camp first, and then, yeah, well, we'll see.
Cool. Let us.
Well, that's another thing, actually. The palisade itself. How did... I don't know if you said, but how did the leader get in? Was there like a locked gate, or...
Yeah, so there was a gate that he made his way through.
Right, okay. So potentially that could be locked or something, so we might have to break through, maybe.
I'm sure if
Um,
our sneaky friend could steal a ledger, he could unlock a gate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
You wouldn't steal a gate.
I was thinking the same thing.
If you could steal a ledger, you could steal a gate.
No.
If you could steal a gate, you could steal an AR-15.
If you can steal an AR, you can learn to steal a Type 45 destroyer. I was born in Tongguan, but I was made in the Imperial Navy.
Excellent.
Alright, okay, so we're heading back to the camp.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. So, takes you about half an hour to get there. By now, you know, obviously the night is very dark. Helps that the moon seems to be obscured by clouds. But you find yourselves looking, you know, across the clearing at this wooden palisade. It looks like a watchtower is still unmanned.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll lead the way up to the gate and see if there's any way in.
Do you want to see if Lynn can see if anyone's doing anything out? Before we start to move towards them? Before, just in case.
Al?
Sorry, was that... I might have missed that.
It didn't show, don't worry about it.
He couldn't hear you. He was looking through his familiar's eyes
yeah.
and ears.
Say again?
I was going to say, do you want to use Lynn to just scout if they're in the same position or if they've gone in?
Oh,
the
yeah.
Yeah. just before we break in.
Also, maybe try and take a closer look at the buildings and see... I don't know if there's any windows, if they can see through inside and see who's inside.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm close
Okay,
enough.
so you send Lynn overhead again. You can see now that the bandits were playing cards. A couple of them are still playing cards, but the other two have kind of made their way inside, clearly. The shacks are, well, just that, shacks. They don't really have windows for you to peer into. The doors and pretty much the only way in or out. Again, shoddily constructed things, clearly designed to be temporary, but they've ended up being here for a while.
Okay. Let's well, no, there's nothing else we can do to really see. So, what are we thinking?
There is a. Is there? I'm envisioning a wooden like fence around it, or is there not one? Am I just?
Yeah, the whole thing's
Palisade.
surrounded by
Yeah.
palisade.
Okay. I was just making sure I wasn't like it was easier than I thought it was going to be, but it's not. Okay.
Always live in hope, I suppose.
Yeah, I was just like just making sure. Could if I how tall is Epikos to the fence, Crispy?
So from his head or from his back, which you would presumably look to stand on?
Shoulders, maybe.
His shoulders would probably be about 3/4 of the way up.
I guess it's the jumping down the other side, which might hurt. Yeah, no.
Unless you had a rope.
Ooh.
Well,
Actually.
have we determined if the gate can be opened?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm thinking way too. Yeah, just yeah.
I'm just waiting for someone to just walk up and just push it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the old what was it? When Titus was trying to like push the gate open, and then Ruin he rolled like a really shitty strength or whatever, and then Ruin just said, "Try pulling," and then he just pulled it off.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was good times.
Okay.
Anyway,
so
sorry.
shall we see if the gate is open then? Yeah.
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 It might be. They may not have locked it.
Okay, so you sneak up and give the gate a tentative push. However, it stops short a little bit. Clearly, somebody has thrown a beam or something across from the other side.
Yeah. So someone jumps over, lifts the beam, and then we the rest of us charge. Is the campfire like within line of sight of the other side of the gate?
So the campfire is quite away from the gate. It would be dim, flickering light at best.
Someone could potentially jump the fence, open the gate without giving it all away.
Yeah. Ooh. How? Oh, climb faster. Okay. I see that, Rich.
I can climb fairly well.
Fairly fast, you might say.
That's quite cool.
Okay, so when you realise the palisade has been, erected, but they haven't bothered stripping the bark from the trunks, and as such, there are plenty of, places where they've clearly, stripped the branches off a, pretty sizable hand and footholds. So you have no problem scaling that.
Wonderful. And then I'll go investigate the old bar against the gate situation.
the hut. So lowering yourself gently down onto the other side, you land silently. As you suspect, the light from the campfire doesn't quite reach you here. And you manage to kind of make your way pressed against the palisade to avoid silhouetting yourself until you get to the gate. Sure enough, a kind of sturdy timber beam has been kind of laid across in a couple of brackets, and that's firmly keeping the gate closed.
Yeah, I'll try and move it aside. Oh,
Sure. So you lift it out of its current position. It's not particularly heavy, a little stiff perhaps in places. Again, you can see this has been made quite quickly. It seems that the bandits don't really have a particularly skilled carpenter amongst them. But before long, the gate is unlocked, and carefully you tease it open just enough so that it doesn't creak too badly. And there's a gap soon that's wide enough for people to get through.
Yeah, I usher the others in and try and direct them somewhere that maybe where I've just been to say, yeah, it's safe to go there, you won't be seen. Like,
Sure, so you direct the others into a gap kind of between one of the buildings and the palisade, kind of shielded from the light of the campfire and the vision of the two remaining bandits that are sitting around it.
what now?
If everyone is with me, we charge.
I thought we were leaving the others alive. It's all about the leader.
We just subdue them.
Yeah, we knock them out.
Yeah.
Okay, knock them out. Let's go. But
Then
let's
I will
not-
stay at the entrance, for I am not stealthy.
We can still charge in, no?
If we charge in, if we can successfully knock them out, that's great. Oh, I'd rather not. Could just charge, I guess. I feel like that would cause a lot more deaths than we want to. That's all. Okay.
I don't
Let's-
know.
Alright, I'm just gonna make a decision. My character starts to sneak up behind one of the shacks, and looks to see if they are. Are they still playing cards? And are they drinking?
Yeah, so there are two of them still out by the campfire. The leader and one of his underlings. They seem to be facing towards the campfire and away from you, kind of bent over a chest with some cards laying down. You can see that money is placed on the table. Clearly, a wager is happening, but there's also a few flagons there as well.
Because I have got a club, so I could try and see if I can knock them out with that instead of using my sword.
Can I sneak up behind to try and offer assistance for whoever she doesn't target?
Yeah.
Going for a, speed approach with all of this, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you both to make me stealth rolls, please.
Yes, that's fine.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Fuck.
God damn it!
Oh, are you kidding me?
Lee May, you start off kind of expertly placing one foot after the other, heading off towards kind of a bandit captain. Yin Fu, you follow in her footsteps. However, you step on something.
Oh no.
That something appears to be a cloth sack.
Oh,
Oh no.
You lose your balance. You fall forward. And as you hit the ground, there's a distinctive twang as one of your instruments catches a string. However, you have fallen behind a series of crates. So you're out of view. However, they turn around quite quickly. Li Mei, you have the presence of mind to throw yourself down into a kind of covered position as well.
Yeah, I do.
As
I
we
do.
see. The fuck was that? Do you hear that? Wow. I imagine it was probably just Chen playing his fucking instrument again. You know he's shit at it. You're just trying to distract me because you're losing his hand. I'm not. I've still got a few rounds to play. I can claw this one back. I've done it in the past, eh? You still owe me 6 copper from last time. Ha! Alright then, lay him down, let's see what you got. They go back to their game of cards, and Yin-Fu, you kind of thank your lucky stars that those crates were there. Otherwise, you would have been in a very, very obvious position.
I glare at
I'm just gonna like grimace at her, and like a little shrug. I'm gonna try and see if I can spot the rest of the group behind us as well.
So the rest of the group are kind of still behind the building. I mean, obviously, when they heard you fall, the smarter ones amongst them would have like withdrawn their heads. But so far you have evaded detection.
Okay. Try it again.
Yeah, how about you stay right here, and I'll do it. Okay?
Sure.
Stay right here.
I'm ready if you need backup.
Thank you. I slowly get up and make my way over to them. Going for the leader, really.
Okay, you kind of lower your form to kind of make yourself as quiet as possible. Two are engrossed in their game. It seems that the captain did indeed have a decent hand, and they're on to the next round. So, what is your plan here, Li Mei, as you are within striking distance?
Well, I can grapple. Because of my tavern brawler feat. I believe. Yes. So
You're-
I'm just sorry, Cal.
Nothing, sir.
No, I was gonna say I'm just immediately gonna grab him by the neck and go for his neck. And try and get him in a chokehold.
Okay, sure. Roll me an unarmed attack with advantage, please.
Yeah. Do we need the commence of combat
So
or
not just yet. That will
Didn't
depend on
need
how
to,
this
no.
goes.
so how do I do we to
Just roll me a d20 and then just add your proficiency.
Okay.
It should to say you roll score there.
Wow.
That works.
Nat
Fucking
20.
hell.
And my proficiency would be 20. I think it's 22, and I don't know whether I get. But there's something else I get.
You'll be able to
Can't
add your
remember.
stats to it as well, strength or dex, whichever's higher.
It's a nat 20 anyway, right?
It is a nat 20.
It is
so,
920.
Yeah.
so you pounce in a very swift and suspiciously well practiced motion. You kind of get an arm around his throat and kind of pull him off his chair backwards. The swiftness of your motion, the other bandit sat across from him kind of, doesn't even really see you do it. He kind of laughs. Ha! You've had too much drink, falling over like that. Yinfu, you realise you have very little time until the gig is up, but this does offer you at least some moment to act. Obviously,
I'm scuttling like my fucking life depends on it, and I'm gonna go try and tell the other one.
okay. So
while he's-
I also need a unarmed strike from yourself, unless you plan to cudgel him with something.
Oh god.
No, it would be unarmed strike. Hold on, because I believe it works a little bit differently with my shit. Cool. I use my dex instead of my strength. Plus 2, so that'd be 13.
1 moment. Yes, lucky that you've done it. So you managed to, again, like almost just kind of like a leaping lunge at him. You knock him over and kind of force him to the ground, and manage to clasp a hand over his mouth. He's taken aback, but starts to resist quite quickly. So on, you've kind of peeked your head around the building and kind of see what's happening and relay it to the group. From the looks of it, Li Mei is in control of her captive, but it looks like Yinfu may be struggling there.
I rush forward and try and assist Yinfu, knowing I probably can't take one by myself.
All right, roll me a stealth.
Oh.
Oh my god.
26.
Sure. So you kind of start to sprint towards Yinfu and her bandit captive. You expertly vault over the selection of bags and crates that had caused her so much trouble previously. As she struggles, you kind of reach into your pocket and pull out just some loose rags and stuff them into this bandit's mouth before he can say anything. You could see that the booze has been quite abruptly snapped out of him as the adrenaline kicks in. He's kind of looking up at you guys with kind of shock. Li Mei, by now this bandit captain is passed out from the chokehold you've put him in.
Amazing.
You've kind of cut off that blood supply, and he's now out cold.
Yeah, brilliant. I do have some. I think I've got some rope on me, so I'm going to start tying him up from because I know my knots from being on the ship.
Uh-huh.
Immediately, just expertly, just getting him in a properly bonded as it were.
Sure. So you kind of start to tie him up, and obviously make sure he's sufficiently gagged as well.
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, you two are obviously still got this guy. He's conscious at the moment, obviously, but now with that kind of makeshift gag in place, he's not going to be able to alert anybody. But he's still struggling quite viciously.
I don't have anything blunt.
Can I just try and punch him in the side of the head? See if that
Yeah,
doesn't.
sure. Roll me another attack, please.
Punch him.
Oh shit, that's a
D12.
D12. Hold on, button. Ignore that. That was a warm. That They. Oh,
Pascal, you just cut out.
sorry. Yeah, my Discord's being janky as fuck. It's 20 with that, and then damage. Deal bludgeoning damage equal to a roll of a bardic inspiration die plus a dex modifier. So that would be a d6. 8 damage.
Jesus.
Yeah, okay, so you clobber this guy very hard over the temple and watches his lights go out.
Oh god.
He's still breathing, but, there's blood
Okay.
trickling down the side of his face now.
Oh my god.
Whoops.
Didn't know you could pack a punch, but okay.
I like to imagine you just kicked him with a horseshoe or something,
Yeah.
I think satyrs have the option to like headbutt and make a attack with their hooves. Horns.
Yeah, I can ram. Yeah, I could ram him, but at this kind of close proximity, I don't know whether I could get enough momentum. I think I just kind of elbow him to the side of the head, perhaps.
Well, however you do it, it's very effective, and he ends up, seeing stars.
Alright.
Okay, so you look around you, but it seems that the remainder of the camp is quiet still. You hear a couple of snores coming from some of the huts.
Well, I think the best option would be to take these guys back and take them with us. Really. Right?
Probably.
Probably.
Right, let's go then. And I start just.
Here.
Huh?
I'm out of my depth here.
Okay. I'll pick up. Well, not pick up. I like kind of not drag him. Sounds so bad. Take take him. Kind of trying to think how I would hold him. I'm quite strong.
Well, if you bound his hands, you could put those over your head, around your neck almost, and just kind of carry him on your back almost.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
That
And
would be the
walk
most likely
towards
way.
the other guys. Yeah.
Sure. So you do that. Yinfu and as well. Between you kind of one of you grabs his arms, the other his legs, and kind of carry him like a kind of sack of something back towards the others.
All right. Well, let's go.
That was impressive.
Okay, so you guys make your way back out of the gates, prisoners in tow. And I think that is probably a fairly good place to end for this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even one session in, you thoroughly derailed my plans.
Not like us at all. I don't know.
I don't know what
either.
I was expecting, if I'm honest.
No.
Yeah,